Had a little listen to his podcast, huh?
Dude, it's educational. And besides, I've been wanting to listen to this one.
Welcome to Idling in the Impala, a podcast by and for lovers of supernatural and the fanfiction it inspires. Before we begin, just want to remind you to follow us wherever you listen so you don't miss any episodes or bonus content. If you love what we do and want an easy way to show your support, please consider leaving us a positive, that's all the stars, rating on your favourite listening platform. It helps SPN and fanfic lovers find us and share in the fun. I'm Kasey.
I'm Sandra, and we're welcoming a writer who's got no need to apologize. Sorry It's My First Day on Earth is a relatively new supplier of SPN fanfic on AO3. In less than 2 years, they already have over 170 reader insert fics in their works. Doesn't matter who your favorite Winchester brother might be, Sorry has you covered. Sorry, who also goes by H, might think she has to apologize for her leanings towards writing explicit fics and events like Sorry's Smutober Spectacular. But again, no complaints here. With a Tumblr tagline that reads, I write fics to make my brain less squishy, we are looking forward to a chat about the why and how that has Sorry churning out the kink with feels that their readers crave. So, big thanks for joining us, and welcome to the podcast, Sorry.
Welcome!
Oh my god, you guys are so professional. That was perfect. When Kasey started talking, I thought for a second it was recorded. That was not recorded?
No.
What? Oh god. Wait, let me hold on to my desk.
If it helps, we have that's a script that we read, and I could not recite that to you from memory. We've done this for this is our 5th year,
Mm-hmm.
and I still can't recite that from memory, and it hasn't changed that much. And
No.
I read it every time, and we read the ending off as well every time.
Yeah.
So it sounds professional, but it's because we're cheating.
No, that's not cheating. That's still, I feel like the more you do something over and over, the more likely you are to make mistakes and not catch them.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that was very impressive.
Oh, thank you.
You're,
I'm doing a
you're
little-
very lucky. Thank
I don't
you.
know if you can hear my background noises. I'm doing a little clap.
I can.
Okay,
You're very lucky. If you'd have come last week,
Oh, man,
Yeah.
it was
we
a mess.
were recording last week, and Kasey was like, no, I'm Kasey. And he was like, so you're going to do the intro, and then I'm going to do the thing. And I went, yep. And she went, okay, click. And I said nothing, because in the 2 seconds, I had forgotten that I was doing the intro, and then I fucked it up when I did it.
I
So
love it.
you got me on a good day. You got us on a good day, because normally I'm a mess.
I was flubbing the author interview intro as well. So I think it does depend, but it's interesting because Kasey and I have talked, we've batted around the idea back and forth of like having something recorded, in advance, but it feels, I don't know, when we have somebody on, or if we're not doing just a canned, like this is a series thing that we do, this really feels more, I don't know, authentic and like in the moment. So it feels better. But thank you. We've had a couple people that have said, oh, I thought that was recorded, but
No, truly. And listening to previous episodes, I was sure this was recorded because Kasey, you also do the same, like it's very, what's it? Homogeneous? Is that the
homogenous.
homogeneous? Where it's very like the intonation is very similar.
Oh
It's
yeah,
very
because
close.
we get into a rhythm too of it
Yeah.
as well. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of like one of those things where we just kind of we know like how it's coming out and stuff like
very
that.
cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
Thank you.
Well, we will
Bravo.
give ourselves pats on the back for that
You
one.
should.
And now it's going to be
Flattery
all
Saturday.
downhill from there.
That's it.
Jinxed it.
We've done it, and now we
We've
might
done
as
it
well
now.
just say goodbye. But
Yeah.
no, we love that you came on H, and I'm
Thank
probably
you.
going to go back and forth between H and Sorry, just so
Yes, please.
just so you know. But yeah, I was saying right before we started recording that you had been rec to me by MJ in Cog Ninja, Thoughts Like a Minefield, way back in terms of authors to reach out to, and I'd put you on the list, and I was like, I'm going to do my research, and you kept popping up on my Tumblr, and then I started looking into stuff. I'm like, oh, this, and I read a couple of your short fics too. And actually one of your fics is going to make one of our Kasey, is it the tags and tropes that we did just recently? I can't remember now.
No, what?
Was it Magical Healing Cock?
We wrecked, yes, Magical Healing Cock. We wrecked one of your fics, Reset, because it has healing sex in the tag, and I was doing
I
research,
read
and I was like, look at this. I was like, oh, and then this is when a sweet summer child moment came. I'm like, Kasey, free use, explain. And Kasey was like, this is what this means. I was like, okay, got it, kind of a thing. Very good.
I
very
read
hot,
that in
all
the break
yeah.
between 2
Did you?
episode recordings. I did, yeah. We were like, "Can we take 15 minutes? Like, we're going to do a bathroom break and reset." And you were like, "Yeah, that's fine." And I was like, "Okay, I'm going to go read this real quick."
Bathroom break and reset and reset.
And reset, yeah. Yeah.
Bada boom.
Yeah, but I think
yeah.
you'll be wrecked in one of our, whenever that comes out. I can't remember when, but it's for, I forgot it again. Magical Healing Cock.
Magical Healing Cock. I can't remember when it's coming out.
That is insanely cool. I do not remember adding that tag.
You did though.
No, you didn't add. No, it was healing sex.
Healing sex.
Yeah. Magical Healing Cock leads to a lot of different places.
It falls under that.
That's
one of the related ones, so that's why it came up. Yeah, when I was
that makes me feel a lot better because there's definitely no magic. I mean, there's Winchester for you, so that it's got all kind of magic. But I got very nervous, and I thought I was going to have to tell you on live television that that I mistagged the thing, but that's very good. That's very good.
Yeah.
Yay! Wow.
Yay. Oh, you're very, very welcome. We're going to actually get into the questions now. We want to circle all the way back from the very beginning because we're professional and ask you, H, when exactly did you get into Supernatural?
So, funnily enough, I had to rewrite my own fandom history quite recently because I was thinking about this in the context of coming on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I started pretty early on, so I was coming off the back of getting into my first adult shows as a teenager. So this was after Buffy and Angel and Charmed and everything. So I did start early on. Now, I recently tried to figure out when Supernatural started airing in my country.
Okay.
And I couldn't. And apparently it was on some pay-to-view channel. Is that exclusively porn? I'm not a native speaker, so I don't know if that's
Well, I think they have
pay-per-view.
Yes.
No.
It's not. Yeah, no, not just porn. No.
Are we okay with mentioning porn and cursing and stuff?
Oh, sweetie, yes.
Go.
Go for whatever you want to do.
Okay, let's go.
Show yourself.
Let's go. Censor yourself. No, and I'm pretty sure that I wasn't. My parents weren't paying for me to watch Supernatural.
Right, that would make sense.
So my guess right now is that it was maybe season 3 or season 4.
Okay.
That I got into it, and it was actually just watchable on regular TV. I'm not totally sure, but essentially I watched it for a couple of years. I remember watching When the Levy Breaks about 7 trillion times on some sketchy website. No reason why that episode specifically. It's definitely not
the season 4 finale.
The penultimate,
the one with the fight at the end.
Yeah, the one where Sam's tied to the bed in the basement. That I'm sure that had nothing to do with it.
No, not at all.
No. And and then that's kind of how it all started, and it did the weird thing with me, as it has with many others, where it just got its little claws in me. The rest is history, I guess.
When you started with around season 3 or season 4, so then did you backtrack? Did you immediately be like, oh, I like this, let me start back at the beginning, kind of a thing?
No, because this was pre-streaming, so I would have had to get the
okay,
the DVDs.
Okay.
And I didn't. So I didn't. It's also messy. The first season, I don't know what I saw at the time and what I watched later. Definitely, like I said, I watched season 3 and season 4, but then at some point, I lost track of the show for years and years and years, and then I got back into it around the time they were announcing the series finale. So that must have been early 2020, I think.
Yeah.
And I remember reading about this and thinking, this is still on the air?
This is still on? What?
Why? No.
Are they still making this? What the hell?
What? How? No, but and then obviously that was pandemic times, and I spent a lot of time in my apartment on my own. So I went in and I started watching season 15. Didn't understand a thing, didn't know what the hell was going on, which will happen if you skip 10 seasons.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's understandable. But I watched a couple of episodes and thought, no, this is actually, I'm going to go back and start again.
Okay, so you didn't finish season 15. You started it was like, no, I should go back.
Yeah.
And then you started at the very beginning.
Yes, exactly,
okay.
Exactly.
Okay,
And then I went
good.
back, yeah.
So
Yeah,
how
and-
long did it take you to, I mean, it's pandemic time, so did it take you a long time to get through them, or did you kind of like just burn through watching a lot of seasons?
Yeah, I went hard.
Mhm,
I went hard.
Yeah.
No, I think maybe a little over a year.
Wow.
No, it was pretty quick. It was pretty quick. Yeah, it was morning, lunch, and night.
Yeah. I'm
Okay,
always,
season 8.
this is one of those things where I really feel like, and I feel like we should get the anthropologist back on, Nicole, to kind of figure this out, because
Yes.
I really feel like depending on when you get into this show, there are a lot of different correlations, or like, I know a lot of people talk about this being a comfort show, and we've talked about how, you know, a lot of people go back to a show they know for comfort because they know what to expect, all these different things. They bond with the characters and all that. But in particular, the people that came to this show, you know, because of the pandemic and wouldn't have otherwise, I always find that to be like that little blip of how is that different from, say, somebody who started at the very beginning and ran through. And it's not that there's a big difference, but I feel, I don't know, for me, because I was pretty much not the same, but I think Kasey and I both were kind of, Kasey started a couple of years before I did. I started in 2019, but the pandemic definitely, I think, ramped it up. You know, I mean, I was already getting to that point where I was like, ooh, like, you know, I knew this was going to be a bad, like I was in it for the, but the pandemic, I think, focused all of my comfort, you know, in these characters and feeling safe, even in this weird, you know, storyline. To feel safe with these characters was always very, very interesting to me. How other people, you know, exactly the when for me is interesting because I feel there's a lot of stuff you could kind of unpack if you really wanted to with that. But yeah, so I think I know this, and I think Kasey knows the answer to this question, but Casey's going to ask a question of you.
Please do.
Yeah. So,
Please do.
H is like, oh, fuck, ready.
I'm ready.
So if you can, I do the same hand gesture every time. Like I'm sitting across from you in a room and I put my hands together and I'm like, if you can, like I'm some kind of weird interview. It's weird. If you can though, and it's like it's okay if you can, but do you feel like you align more with one brother or the other brother?
Sam.
Yes. But also in a very
Sorry,
real
that
way.
was rude.
No, it was fine. In a very real way, Sandra, shit's getting real, y'all. You gotta get some Dean people up in here. I need to complain about things.
Ooh, where are we at?
You make us 26 Sam to 27 Dean. So you need to get some Dean people, because if I don't have shit to complain about, everyone's gonna be real sad.
I am, but I've also know I'm pretty sure I've got a couple of Sam people coming on as well. So I don't know what to tell you.
We might win.
You told me before, you know, back in the day, I needed to get more Sam people on. I'm
but I've told you, complaining loudly completes me. Don't take away my reasons to complain.
I'll try.
Then I have nothing. Okay, I need them. They're my emotional support complaints. Okay.
So H, why?
So
Why
Sam, yes,
your
tell us why Sam. I mean, it's definitely season 6, the third man, isn't it? But
I mean, it's a lot of reasons. I will say that I'm not. Well, I was gonna say I'm not anti-Dean, but then I do spend a lot of time complaining about him. So I'm not sure that.
No, you're in the best company. I love Dean Winchester truly and completely with all of my heart, but sometimes he's an asshole.
Yeah, I mean, would I slap him given the chance? 100%. But you know,
it would depend. It would depend what he was doing. But like,
I'm kidding.
I'm more likely to slap Dean than I am. Like if you rank them, like Sam, Dean, Jared, Jensen, Dean's all the way at the bottom of my list. All the way at the bottom of my list. Because he lies. And Sam is a perfect angel baby who has never done a thing wrong. And Dana's like, shut up, you brought a Sam lover on, we're gonna
I agree.
He's a perfect angel baby.
I'm allowed to sigh a little bit though here. I will listen. Yeah.
You are allowed to sigh.
Yeah.
No, he's a perfect angel baby that's never done anything wrong.
Yeah.
And any bad things that he has done have been influenced by outside sources and or extreme grief, right? And Dean Winchester lies. For fun, just for no fucking reason. Dean Winchester is the kid that you catch with his hand in the cookie jar, and he looks you square in the face and goes, "No, I'm not."
Yeah,
and I'm like, "Bro, I'm watching you do this, sir." Anyway, yes, carry on.
No, I totally, I'm with you 100%. I will say that Dean is, I love Dean and I love writing Dean, and sometimes, and this might be blasphemous to say, I almost enjoy writing Dean more than I do enjoy writing Sam. But Sam is my favorite character in the world.
Spitball with me here. Spitball with me.
Yeah.
Is this because Dean, if Dean doesn't want to go the way you want him to go in stories, he will just sit down and go, no. Whereas if Sam doesn't want to go the way you want him to go in your stories, he will fuck all the way off. And then you have to go hunt him down and be like, baby, no, please, look, I'm going somewhere with this, come back. And he'll fuck off and he'll change the whole bastard story. And you're like, but I just... Whereas Dean just stands still and goes, no. And he's just a lot easier to wrangle, I find.
See, Kasey, all you've done is now make me imagine lassoing Sam. That's all you've done.
If I had the upper body strength for that, well done you for having the upper. I have to fucking haul ass after him. I have to walk my short ass little legs after him and be like, no, baby, please. I promise I'll fix it. Just see it with me. Come. And he just keeps, and like we end up in a totally different place to where I envisaged us being. And he goes, okay, now I'm ready to play ball. And I'm like, we're like 50 miles from where we were when I started. And he's like, figure it out. So
it's your job. Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm fascinated with Dean's personality and masculinity in the same way that like a hardcore Dean girl would be. But
I agree because I have thoughts on a fic that we'll get to later. Yes, I agree. I agree.
And I don't know. I think it's like watching him, like mentioning, I mean, you know, like I said, like season 4 was the season that was most present to me for a long time. And Dean's horrible in that season. He's so mean. And I think that kind of really cemented my feelings around him. But I love writing him. I really, really love writing him so much. And sometimes it's more fun to play with Dean on the page than it is with Sam. Because maybe that speaks to me as like a lack of imagination, but it's truly like with Sam, I just think, well, everything he does is reasonable and just. So that's kind of boring to write about.
Sam is like your blurbo, but is there like, do you feel like you understand Sam, like where Sam comes from more than Dean, or what do you think? Like if you'd have to say somebody was, because we've done this whole coded girl discussion with Kasey, and do you feel like you embody a lot of, say, Sam's traits or Dean's traits, or like, you know, like what it, like the values and stuff like that? Like, what do you think it is about Sam that makes him it, like for you?
I think it's more that the choices he makes with kind of what they're handed. Dean, I totally, like, I guess identify in a very loose sense. I don't totally identify with Dean, and I understand, like I relate to him, and I relate to kind of like the anger he feels, and I get where he's coming from, but it's just that at the point where they can kind of choose how to interact with the world, Sam tends to be kind, even if it's not always selfless kindness. It's sometimes manipulative kindness, but yeah, and Dean kind of decides to be dismissive and angry and loud. And that's kind of the main thing. Like I totally understand where both of them are,
right?
But it's just with Sam, I just love a character who like tries, who's made like soft by what they experience and what they're put through, and they decide that despite it all,
that's true. Yeah, absolutely. Because I think there's definitely they have different armor, I think, for different reasons, and I think Sam's armor is very much about, like, I think wanting to wear it to do good for others, and I think for Dean it's just wearing this armor because sometimes he doesn't want anybody to get into the shell to see what he thinks is bad and ugly and wrong, and kind of like with Sam too. Sam has that armor of like not feeling unclean and feeling not worthy and all that. And it's really interesting how they kind of they have the same feelings. It comes out in different ways, and their actions are different, but they both don't feel very good about themselves.
That's why, though. I'm totally with you, H. That's why it's not to say that I prefer writing Dean over Sam, but if I have to be in one character's head for a long time, I would rather it be Dean because they both hate themselves. Sorry, they both hate themselves, but Dean is more. He projects that outwards. So he hates himself and he's going to make it everyone else's problem, which is a little bit more, it's a little bit more fun to write that and play around with it. And you can, he'll pick fights and provoke people, and you can be a little bit more destructive with Dean. Sam's very internal, and that I find like, and I know we've talked about it, Sandra, when I was writing Tema, he's very internal, and it becomes genuinely quite an unpleasant place to be in his head alone if there's no one to bounce off. It's just him and all of his self-loathing, and I'm like, baby, please, I fix.
But they both do that though. Like, I mean, I've seen moments where Dean is internally destructive and is all by himself, and you could see how horrible that is too, like for himself, so again, I just think it's the show does a good job, I think, of displaying how they interact with the outside world, right? And I think that gives you the chance to dig into it more on the fanfic side and really get into the nitty gritty that maybe the show just would never be able to do, which I think is really great. I do think though, and I love that you've got, as much as you are a Sam girl, you have equal amounts Sam and Dean on the page, which I absolutely love. I'm looking forward to reading your other stuff that's more Sam focused too, but I mean,
it's excellent.
As soon as I saw that one that I'm going to talk about, I was just like, yes, please. And I have thoughts, because a lot of what we were talking about too, about being sort of that Sam, Sam's your blorbo, but like investigating Dean more, I think is always, for me as a Sam, as a Dean girl, not a Dean girl, I totally love that about the stuff that I've read of yours so far. So I'm looking forward to it. I mean, talked about the Sam and Dean of it all, I think, in terms of like just picking and choosing and the whys, but then overall, like, thoughts on the show. Like you said, you stopped. So did you only watch a couple seasons and then you stopped when you first watched?
Yeah, I think it must have been up to season 7. Because for me, I mean, it's also partially because from season 8 on, they're in the bunker and the show looks very different. But for me, there's a very clear cut between from season 7 to season 8. Also, it's halfway, so it's an obvious it's an obvious one. But and I think then afterwards, season 8 was where I was seeing new stuff. And that's why it's very distinct in my mind. And it also looks so different. They've been, in the sun.
Yeah, that's true, actually. That's interesting, though, from a plot perspective, though. That is, 8 is like the third time, I think, but you have to watch Dean stand there and claim the moral high ground over Sam. I have a lot of feelings about season 8. Talking about the ending of season 8, we'll be here all year. But that is like season 4, season 5 especially, and then season 8 where he comes back again, like he has the moral high ground, like he is allowed to cast judgment on Sam's life. And I can see why you were like, you know what, no, not watching that again. I get it, but also they are very tanned. That wouldn't be
they're so tanned. They are very tanned. They look like they went skiing for a long time.
They're so pretty though in the beginning of season 8.
But like season 8, the moose hair.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so I can see why you were like, no more. Yeah, I can see how you got that.
I mean, even now, getting into season 8, it's so painful at the beginning, but it's one of my favorite seasons. So it's a good time. I like it when they fight.
Sam lovers have a really hard time with, I think it's around 8, 9.
Do you need me to hash this out again?
No, I'm just saying.
You need me to pull this argument out again?
I'm just saying, I again find it, this is my phrase, I find it interesting because it really does. It affects Sam lovers much differently than if somebody's watching it, from the perspective of Dean. Like I could say I like watching all of them go through all of the shit. It doesn't matter what season it is. I mean, like there are some seasons where I'm like, oh my God, why are we doing this again? Because I understand the drama of having them fight. But yeah, the Sam lovers are just like, no, he's not. And I get it. He doesn't need to be treated like this again. And he's being treated like this again. Yes, your perfect angel baby does not need to be treated like this.
He did nothing wrong in the lead up to season 8. Nothing.
Do you like him bloody and bruised and battered and all the things like Kasey does when it comes to Sam?
I like him in all
formation,
all versions,
all of the Sams.
Exactly, all of the Sams. I do think he's a very, like, particularly pretty at suffering.
Does it so beautifully.
There's just no denying it. When he's, oh my god, Kasey, is it season 11? Which one's the Amara season?
Yeah, that's 11.
At the beginning, when he's at the hospital and he's infected with the goo.
Oh,
isn't that perfection?
That's beautiful,
right?
No, do you know what's there are so many perfections, but one of the perfect moments for me, it's in 8.
Yeah.
And it's when it's the episode where they find Metatron, and Sam's like all fucked up from the trials, which is perfect. All fucked up with the trials, and he's like, I'm gonna go talk to the motel manager, and Dean's like, take a nap, and he falls back on the bed, and his head does the swoosh thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's perfect.
I saw someone just the other day on Tumblr going that it's really impressive how he manages to just go completely limp. Like, obviously he has lots of practice at fainting and dying, but like the way he like ragdolls is really impressive.
Yeah. He's definitely put the work into perfect, and just swoosh on the pillow. Gold star. Also, the born again identity when he's in the hospital with Lucifer. That is one of my favorite episodes. He's so tired and he's in soft clothes.
When he can't open the candy bar, dead. Criminal.
Deserves soft clothes.
Yeah.
And grippy socks.
Grippy socks.
Everything. He's not wearing grippy socks, but that's not the point. He could be.
I think he is.
No, he's wearing like
little
canvas
slippers, right?
Slippers.
Yeah, like little slippers.
Oh, yeah. He could be wearing grippy socks though. He's in like he's almost like a single layer. Like there's forearms involved. Yeah. He's got a bandage on his hand.
Basically naked.
Somebody showed me, a friend of mine, we were talking about fic inspiration, and she said to me, I saw these gifs of Sam tied up in the back of Tony Bevel's car from the start of season 8. And I was like, could you share those gifs with me? For science. So, she shared them with me. And it's like, I don't have a great deal of memories of the later scenes, so it didn't immediately twig, but he's gagged and like tied up in the back of the car. And he's got like a thing around his leg because he's bleeding. He's wearing 3 fucking shirts. 3 shirts. 3 shirts. He's wearing a coat and a flannel and a t-shirt. She's like, and it's just his huge thighs and everything. And I was like, I was distracted by the peak of collarbone once I got past the fucking 18,000 shirts. He's really tanned as well.
I know they die a lot, but that's why like comparatively, they don't die as much as they could be dying. So I feel like that because they're basically wearing like
that's what the shirts are for.
Bulletproof vest level of layers.
Bulletproof flannel. Yeah. I adore that. That's great.
Oh my gosh. Oh goodness. You guys can keep going.
No, we can't because we'll just be here. I'll just be here all day.
I guess there's other stuff to talk about.
I know, but like we got this whole document and stuff. I mean, if you want us, if you want to spend the afternoon with me and H just going back and forth and oh my god, and this scene and that's like we will.
I love hearing about the battered and bruised and all those things, that the swishies and.
Do you share the same? I don't think I've ever asked you this. Do you share the same love of battered and bruised Dean, or are you upset by it?
I do love it when he gets thrown around and like you get a little peek of his tummy and like different parts of his body, like when he gets thrown around. But I think, well, I like him more when he's like, like all the emotions flood through in him and like the crying and stuff is very, to me, kind of gets me with.
But do you? One version of Dean I also really love, because we can talk about Dean too. I want Sandra to get hers as well.
I'm sitting here going, confirmed, Sam loves the freaks. Sandra's like, I just love the emotion of it. And see his tummy, and we're like, no, we like it when he's bleeding and fucked.
No, go ahead, H. What's
one version of him I really like is when he goes into kind of killer mode and you really see the guy that like the monsters have nightmares about.
Yeah. I love that.
There's something he does, and it's not just him being pissed off. It's something else. Like it's a step further where he becomes actually scary. And that's one of my favorite versions of Dean, because I'm like, this is who who's in there all the time.
Mark of Cain is probably one of my favorites in terms of where he could just go beyond that. Not as much, like I love Demon Dean, but it doesn't really feel like my Dean. So I kind of but Mark of Cain feels like, he's really trying to battle it. And I really love that when you see that. But I think we had MJ on, and MJ made a point of saying, I think it's season 9 where he's interrogating one of the angels, and he basically flips the table over and says,
"Yes, honey, there ain't no guys like me."
Yeah. She said that was it. She said that was the turning point for her, and I think a lot of people have that too, because you see what he'd be willing to let loose on someone when he's pushed into a corner. And a lot of it, too, I think, is based off of his love for Sam and making sure, if something pushes him to the edge of, protection and having to go the extra mile for somebody or anything in particular, whatever that is, you see that come out with him. I think he's done that, too, and, you see it behind the scenes. And then we'll get into all the other stuff. But I think it's it's one of the episodes in season 6. It's the Lisa and Ben episode where Lisa's tied up and Ben and all, they're being held by I think Crowley's demons or whatever. And you don't see it, but you hear what he's doing behind the scenes to the demons. And then he comes out to get her, or the vampire one, the Live Free and Twy Hard, where you see him just on his knees after what he's done to all the vamps and stuff like that. So there's moments. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm just as twisted and meant just in all the ways when it comes. I think that's why we're still talking about these characters, so many years later too, because they just have this hold on us in weird ways. Yeah. Yes. Raise.
Can I raise you?
I probably can't meet, but raise
in where you were when we're talking about Lisa and Ben. My favorite point of the Lisa and Ben storyline, sorry to all Lisa and Ben lovers, is when they get in the car afterwards and Sam starts saying something and he's like, if you ask me about Lisa and Ben ever again, I will break your nose. And I'm like,
yeah.
And also, I will raise you Dean on his knees as Dean on his knees with Abaddon though.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. Come on, Kasey. But that's not he's not he's just being a cocky bastard at that point. He knows he's great. It's great, but it's not him unleashing. The Dean unleashing the Dean. It's just he's being a crass little here. Yeah.
I will say that scene with Abaddon that launched 100.
So many
sub Wimpy Dean.
So many.
Yeah. Whole series about that.
So many. Yeah.
He just.
Okay, we should probably get back on track.
No, Sandra will know what episode this is. When we're talking about him unleashing, it's whatever episode the gif of him yanking his tie off is, because I just watched it recently.
That's season 8. That's I think that's LARP. Is that LARPing?
No, it's not.
No, it's a couple ones before. Yeah, it's because it's right around Purgatory where he's doing flashbacks with Purgatory. Yeah, I think
because that's
is it
what
Heartache?
happens. It might be. They're interviewing somebody as feds. And it's he's walking around the room.
Jensen Ackles is directing himself, which I'm dude, my dude. Because he's subby in the point where the two guys are holding him down and the woman's on top of him, the stripper that ends up on top of him. He directed that fucking scene. I'm you know exactly what you need to do with Dean Winchester. Yeah. We are all here for it.
And then I do this thing, and then
Soul
I
Survivor.
do this
Soul Survivor and do it and all that stuff. He knows.
Can we just get a peek inside your brain, Mr. Ackles? So what exactly you were thinking in that scene? It's been too long now. He won't remember, but I'm that was a choice. And I don't want to, I'm not going to say Wincest is canon because it isn't, but that was a choice.
I mean, I think Wincest is canon in the sense that there's something about these brothers that,
they're weird about each other, as we've had lots of friends say. Yeah.
I am an absolute I will go down with this ship Wincest shipper. When we're talking about canon, it's weird cest. It's Sam and Dean get incestuous
100
due to being codependent, whatever the fucking AO3 is. I'm not.
I think can I say something about Wincest? All respect to Wincest, by the way, because it's the foundation of this fandom. The thing about Wincest for me is that I think them having sex is almost too on the nose. Do you know what I mean? It's them having this weird relationship where it's something you can't name, but it's not family really.
It's like its own thing in and of itself, kind of a thing. Like it has no label, like you couldn't just automatically assume.
If they fucked about it, that would be normal, kind of thing. I can see where you're at. I can see where you're at there. Yeah, just be like, no, if they fucked about it, I would normalize what is happening here. This is beyond like.
Casey's like, but could they just fuck about it though?
I just they're just hot, and I just want to smush them together like candles.
The dolls, yeah, we get it. We get it. Like, absolutely get that.
Very attractive men.
Very fair.
Anyway, carry on. Moving on.
I guess maybe before we get into the fandom and the fanfic writing, do you have any other favorite characters outside of, say, Sam and Dean on the show?
Yeah, a few. So if you spend any time on my Tumblr at all, you might have seen this. I'm a big Meg fan.
Which Meg?
Well, I do prefer the Rachel Miner Meg. Because again, like season 4, season 5 were I spent a lot of time there, a lot of formative young gay years. She's also, I think, initially because she's so reminiscent of Faith from Buffy, in a way. So that's one reason. But yeah, I just love her, and I love writing her, and I love her closeness with Sam. Obviously, there's a lot to discover there.
I just want to specify, I'm not hating on any version of Meg. It's just like, because it's been played by more than one person, like which Meg, like which
No, totally fair. That's very fair. I'm weirdly also a bigger fan of second Ruby than I'm of first Ruby.
Okay.
That's okay.
I don't know, I like brunettes, I guess.
Zero judgment here, friend. Zero judgment here.
Tiny brunettes, petite brunettes are kind of like I think, because Rachel Miner's not very tall either.
I guess. Yeah.
Have you considered the overlap between yourself and Jared Padalecki?
No. Well, I'm also 6'4" with beautiful hair, so that's
exactly. So there you go. Look, so you could practically be clones. Don't even worry about it.
No, it all makes sense. Finally,
there we go. We figured out the trick, the mystery.
Yeah. And then a bunch of the secondary characters I love, kind of the usual ones, but two I always want to shout out because I feel like they don't get the love they deserve are Metatron and Gadriel. They're two of my favorite, like, what's it called? I guess like mini arc characters. And I think them together, and either Jared Padalecki playing Gadriel, or I forgot his name now, Tamo Penniket?
Penniket, yes.
I hope I'm saying that right. He's perfect, and Metatron is just my favorite. I wrote him as the main villain in a multi-chapter fic a year and a half ago, and he's if you haven't, I don't know if you have, write Metatron. It's the most fun you're gonna have.
Well, he seems like he's got a lot of good lines, and he just he's so smarmy too, like in a way, but like he's an interesting character. I love how Curtis Armstrong plays him, but he's also like, I'm like, here we go. Here we go with Metatron.
Time for a monologue.
But it's very authory, very writer, again, it's like, it's almost like wanting to be, he's that ghost writer for God, right? But like wanting to be God, and then like getting all of like on that path of like, which I think that power thing is just it just kind of like, it trips him up in big ways. And then he really does have that downfall. And then he is an interesting character. He's around for a good 4 or 5 years, like in and out of the storyline. So it's funny how long the show's been on, and how, when you really think about it, wow, like, these are legitimately like this is a show, like a show could have run for 5 years and had just these characters, but no, we've got 15 years of characters going in and out like that, and having a place in the plot and the storyline. And sometimes it's the main plot, and sometimes it's subplot, and all of these other things. He rides a little arc of a character's journey, definitely in the show, in terms of how he does the sacrificing of himself as well, like I think towards the end of it. So he seems like an interesting character. Scenery chewing is always great when you can find somebody that does that really well. So what are your thoughts about you said Metatron and Gadriel? How about Rowena? Is Rowena one of your?
I love Rowena. Obviously that's also the connection with Sam. I love that she's that a lot of the secondary characters are kind of connected with Dean a little bit more sometimes.
Yeah,
so it's nice for Sam to have a friend. I think he deserves one.
Yes.
So I love her. I do think, I don't know, I was thinking this with Metatron as well. I do think that a lot of the characters are, this is going to sound horrible and it's going to make me very unpopular. I feel like a lot of the secondary characters could have done well if they'd either been consistently used over many seasons and like used more, or had like a punchier like arc where they maybe not, like Metatron, for example, I think is like dragged along quite a lot. And I think if he had died at the end of like, or maybe early
sooner, yeah,
I think that's because you were saying this, and I was trying to remember even when he dies, because it's so it just kind of dig him up a couple of seasons later, and then like, oh, we also have this guy. What do we do with him? Yeah. And I think
it's end of season 11 because it's with the whole Amara thing. So they have him for a good he's introduced in 8 and he dies at the end of season 11. I
don't know. I blocked it all out because I would die mad about the end of season 9.
I know.
So yeah.
Why are you mad at the end of season 9? Tell me.
Because Dean kills Dean.
Well, I mean, who hasn't? Who hasn't killed Dean Winchester?
No, right? Okay, no, but it's, I don't know. Curtis Armstrong does such.
Is it the how
he does such a good job of portraying this like genuinely pathetic character. Like I'm like no hate to Metatron fans, but like in the grand scheme of things, he's a sniveling little wretch of a man.
I mean, he's a loser with daddy issues, like 99% of the characters in the show.
Don't come for me like this in my own house. But I have so little respect for him. So little respect for him as a character. And again, no hate to Curtis.
No, all good.
But he's really clever. It's a bait and switch to the extreme.
Yeah.
Like, you know? Yeah.
I'm sorry, he made Sam cry. And the only person who's allowed to make Sam cry is me and Dean. And Sam's sobbing at the end of 9, and Dean's like, and then we have that shitty death line from Crowley afterwards that we were just talking about last week, Sandra.
Which I thought was good, and you don't like it, but that's okay. That's fine. Yes, that's okay. No, I get it. You're allowed. Yeah. You're allowed. That's definitely allowed. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't want anybody to think that I am exclusively a Sam Payne lover. I am. Like when Dean's in pain, he's supposed to be the strong, stoic one, and he's beaten to hell, really beaten to hell. Yeah. But I don't like it. Okay. I don't like it.
I think that's fair. I think that's understandable. Yep.
So I have to ask one more character question, just because. Yeah. Amelia.
Oh no, I have one. No, wait,
no. Let me get mine in first.
Okay, you do yours.
Amelia. Thoughts on Amelia?
Kasey sits on hands.
Well, I mean, she's there, right? That's for sure. You can't deny that she's there.
She's certainly a character in season 8 of Supernatural.
I mean, a lot of people have pointed out to us too, how, like, you know, Sam's escape, and this was a part of that. And, you know, I get that and all, but I don't know, like there was not much to me, to her, to really like make it feel like worthy, or like this is what I want. Like it almost felt like
the character that stopped him from searching for his brother. This one, this reasonably well-adjusted human with a dog.
But maybe that's it. Maybe it's the well-adjusted and not really like, you know, not crazy.
Well-adjusted?
I don't know. I don't think so.
She wasn't well-adjusted. But in the scope of Supernatural, her only maladjustment was that her husband was MIA. That was her only thing. She didn't have kids. She didn't have fucked up daddy issues. Her husband was MIA. That was her whole thing. Like in the world of Supernatural, that's like, she should be leading others on mental health. That's how well-adjusted she is.
Yeah, that's true.
It needed to be some tiny, diminutive little brunette that ran a fucking sex dungeon and made him call her mommy.
I like that.
That would have been enough. If it had been that, I would have been like, well, I can see why he didn't look for Dean in Purgatory. I can see. Instead, we've got a perfectly normal woman and a dog.
Yeah.
With a lot of problems with it.
Yeah.
Many problems.
I think the way I don't have strong feelings towards the character of Amelia. I think the entire idea that Sam should adopt this dog he hit is insane, and she should go to dog jail for that alone. But I feel very neutral towards her, and I think that the way I've kind of explained that to myself is that it's not really about her. Like Sam kind of latched onto the first person.
Yes.
That he could latch onto, and that's how I can kind of explain it. I will say, I think narratively, only showing her in flashbacks for half a season, and then, she actually shows up for, I think, like, is it 3 or 4 scenes max?
It might be, yeah, like in terms of present day.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of a half-ass way to go about this. So I think they weren't doing her or Sam or anyone any favors, but I think my thoughts on Amelia is that it's not really about her. She's kind of lost and on she's her
lost
own.
In the plot, I think, too.
Exactly. And I will say, I will forever be grateful for that storyline, because it gave us that scene when her dad comes to dinner and he and Sam finally get along for some weird reason, and then she goes to answer the phone, and she comes back, and she goes, "It's Don. He's alive." And it's like, you can tell the actress did not believe what she was saying, but it's so wooden, and it's so, like, the poor woman had to, like, pretend that she just got the call that her husband somehow got lost overseas. And that's an amazing scene. That's an iconic scene.
Oh my
Sam
God.
Winchester's world crumbles once again.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It would have been nice if they had, like, a banger love story that they could have told with
a small diminutive woman
with the mommy character
that runs a sex dungeon and makes him call her
100%.
mommy.
And Dean and Benny's storyline is just so much more, I think. There's so much more weight to. I mean, not that there isn't weight to what happened with Sam at all, but the weight just seems heavily, like, skewed that way.
Exactly.
The doubt. Yes.
Yeah.
Kasey, do you want to ask some show? I feel like we're almost there. We're almost to the second part of our question.
I just had
you had another question. Go ahead. Yes.
I had a character question. Because I'm a filthy pervert and all I care about is shipping. Samwena, any feelings on Samwena as a ship?
So I feel like I'm at the, like, precipice of Samwena. I haven't got there because I'm not a big shipper at all. I don't know. It just doesn't, like, occur to me that there's some exceptions. I am a big Sam Ruby fan. Because they're toxic, and I find it hard to see Samwena as toxic. I feel like it's actually very healthy. Obviously, it's wildly kinky, but it's like very healthy, I think.
But you feel like they would communicate to each other about what they went through, because they did start doing that, like, a little bit. Like, they have that shared trauma. Yeah.
Totally. No, but I have a hard time with shipping. Like, I will ship femslash, but everything else just kind of doesn't even register with me.
No, that's totally fine. That's totally, like, you don't have to be a shipper. Sandra ships Dean and Sandra, so
I love
I like that.
You're in good company.
You're in good
company. It's Dean and me, or Sam and me in my case. Yeah, no, something was going on behind the library shelves in the bunker in the later seasons. I'll die on that hill. And I know that canonically, her and Gabriel, but I don't care. Nobody is that affectionate to someone they genuinely are supposed to not like. She loves him in her own way.
Absolutely.
And maybe her own way. I mean, I know she's not a brunette, but she's little and diminutive, and I would totally buy her making him call her.
But I don't even consider that a controversial take, like an unusual take, that Rowena and Sam are genuinely close, and whatever you think their relationship are, whether it's mentor-mentee, whether it's romantic, whether it's somewhere in between, I think that, like, for me, that's on the page.
Totally. I think they're truly genuinely trauma bonded as well, though. Like, romance outside of it, their relationship is there's a lot of depth to it.
It's amazing,
purely by that trauma bonding of Lucifer.
Totally agree.
Okay, all right, I'm done now.
Well, no, you're not done, because I was thinking the show questions. Because you have to ask that question. You have to. It's the same person.
They're in a different post-it note. This.
Maybe just put them in the doc.
No, because I don't know if you want people to be prepared for them. That's why they're in a post-it note.
I know.
That's why they're in a post-it note. Okay.
Now I'm nervous.
No, you're fine. Don't worry about it. These are just show questions. There's no right answer. So we know that you watched a bit, stopped, tried to watch season 15 and went back. Did you finish it all the way out to 15 when you went back and watched it again?
Yes.
Okay. I won't ask you thoughts on the ending. Don't worry about that.
No. There's just screeching. There's no thoughts.
just incoherent rage.
Yeah.
Valid. So as a Sam fan, mystery spot then. Thoughts on the episode? Love it? Hate it?
I like it a lot, but since I listened to one of your previous episodes yesterday in preparation, do you want to go into why you don't like it, Kasey? Because do you already have an episode where you explain it? Because I need to know.
We do.
Oh, yeah, we did a whole breakdown on mystery.
we do actually have. I think it's called Revisiting Mystery Spot. We do actually have. But my whole thing for condensed version, because you're welcome to go and listen to the episode. It's very heavy on my traumatic past. And Ted's there as well, being a sweetheart. But I just don't think it's funny to put Sam through all of that trauma. Like, some of Dean's deaths are genuinely funny. Like, do these tacos taste funny? Dean dies randomly in the shower. Of course I peed myself. You think a man gets hit by a car and keeps control of his bladder? Like, they're funny. Yeah. But it's watching Sam's, in the first half, it's Sam's true, genuinely distress over what's happening is a big thing for me. And also knowing that when Jared had his breakdown in 2007, they filmed that sort of not long after he kind of come back from that. And he had said that the episode was really fun for Jensen because he was just flailing around and dying silly. But for Sam, it was horrible. He was I had to be miserable for a week. It was awful. So, and I find myself really influenced by behind the scenes things when it comes to episodes. So that's half of it, and then the other half of it is, I've experienced I lost my mum when I was 22. So I've kind of been where Sam is in the true and genuine disbelief of a loss like that, and the being willing to move heaven and earth to try to fix it. And it's right at the end when Gabe kind of reveals himself and he's like, "You're not getting it. What is happening?" And Sam's like, I was supposed to wake up, and that just it just slays me every time. So it's kind of it's a mishmash of being #Team Sam, being like, "No, my baby, you're making him sad." Being #Team Jared, who was probably definitely moved the fuck on from it from now. He's like, it was years and years ago. I don't even care anymore. But knowing that he found it difficult to film, and then my own sort of personal experiences with loss, it just all comes together in this big amalgam. And I'm like, I don't understand why everyone finds it funny. He's suffering. His hair's greasy. It's awful.
Well, his hair does sometimes tend to be greasy, but I like that person.
I don't mind it. It's more what it represents. It's more that he gets more disheveled as the episode goes on, and I'm like, can't you see what you're doing? You're killing him.
Yeah. And I get that. No, I understand. I understand your reasons. I know very little about the behind the scenes stuff on purpose because I tend to I just tend to want to avoid real life people.
yeah.
But no, I totally get that. I think I understand not liking that it's funny, but also I do think that there's a way that you can watch the episode where Dean's deaths. Oh, that's a tough Dean's deaths.
Dean's deaths.
That's a tough sentence. I mean, they kind of stop being funny, I think, earlier than there's something maybe when they walk back into the diner, it's kind of stops being funny. And it's I feel like for me I was watching it and it was this thing where you laugh and then you stop laughing because you go, oh, this is actually horrific. But no, I totally see your point. I do like it just because I like seeing Sam. He doesn't really, but like go dark side. I think that's fun. And I think we should have gotten way more of it.
I will say though, I am not above using Mystery Spot as a justification for season 8. Not above it whatsoever, because I'm like, maybe he didn't look for Dean because he remembers what happened after Mystery Spot. And he's like, I can't do that again. I can't, I'll kill everybody this time. I need to look, it's sad, but I gotta let him go. Because he's a perfect angel baby who's never done anything wrong. And all of his bad decisions are the result of traumatic grief and or manipulation.
Yeah. And that was was that Killabees, I think, that when we talked to, I think Killabees, it kind of
it's not my theory.
No, but like but that was like a light bulb, I think, moment when we both like heard that thought, that like, through line of it, putting it together, kind of a thing. It's
very interesting.
We want to give them all the reasons why they're doing the things that they're doing. Like that's the thing. Like they don't exist. They're not just doing it just to do it. Like it's like there's all these consequences and these reactions to their past that I think definitely have that to it.
So, like, following on from that, then, and it's just like gave away what I think happened a little bit. What do you think happened at the sort of back end of that episode? Do you think Sam was still in the sort of like pocket dimension time loopy thing, or do you think he lived those full 6 months in real time and was sent back in time by the trickster?
Oh, I think he absolutely lived them. Wait, is there a theory that he doesn't actually go through the 6 months?
No, it's just, do you think he's still in the time loop of like? Because the time loop of Mystery Spot is he's repeating the day. So do you think he's still in that time loop, but the trickster stops resetting the day, he lives those 6 months, and then the time loop gets reset and he's out of it? Or do you think when he wakes up that Wednesday, he's out of the time loop completely, we're back in our time, he lives his 6 months and is sent back in time, like Cass sent Dean back in time a few times?
I kind of think of it like a little branch or like a twig. Where obviously Supernatural does tap into the multiverse. Yeah, that's a good question. No, I think it's like it's cut off, like it's kind of like snapped out of existence by Gabriel. But that also kind of begs the question: can archangels just create, like willy-nilly create new verses or dimensions or whatever you want to call it? Can they snuff them out, or is it some kind of, maybe I'm more imagining it like some kind of playground, like it's a limited,
like a pocket,
exactly,
pocket dimension and stuff like that before.
Yes,
but then that lends itself to the question, at that point in the timeline, is that still the trickster or is it Gabriel? Is there a quote-unquote monster called the Trickster from Tall Tales, not Changing Channels, but Tall Tales and Mystery Spot? Or has it always been Gabe hiding in plain sight?
Oh, I assume it's always been Gabe.
Oh. See, I'd never thought about it until just this second.
But then you also have the thing where Loki looks like it's very messy. I think
because then there's Loki as well. Is the trickster good? Like it, is it a monster called the trickster? Is it Loki the trickster god? Is it always been
I feel like how they retro fit all that was that Gabe ends up being, he was always playing as the trickster. You know what I mean? Like so even though we don't know that until 5, it's always been Gabe as quote unquote Loki, like like doing his whole witness protection program thing, like like that's how he was getting away with the stuff. So I mean, I'm always interested too in like, does that mean he just like, did he get those powers because he's an archangel, he could always do those weird things? Like what is it about him in particular that lets him do that stuff? Because I mean, I would assume maybe not every archangel could, but maybe I'm wrong, like so that kind of thing. I don't know.
I think the reality of this lies on the writer's flaw, where it was, we really like working with Rich, let's keep bringing Rich in, and they were like, we'll just keep finagling it, it'll be fine. It's oh no, he's an archangel now, oh no, he's been pretending to be Loki, it's totally fine. That's my vote for that.
Yeah, I do like the idea. Now that's kind of making me, that's immediately giving me writing ideas that maybe archangels can create these playgrounds, but it's not a full-on dimension, but it's these like,
just a little like a town, a little pocket.
Yes.
Well, because
outside of time and space.
In season 11, I think they mentioned, Lucifer's been infiltrating like Rowena's dreams, right?
Mhm.
Like to kind of like get on her good side too. And like, so those, so it's just kind of like, what could they do with their powers if they really wanted
and then you
to?
like look at the cage,
Mhm.
ostensibly a box,
Mhm.
but Lucifer manipulates it to be Sam's
whatever. Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Archangels probably could. It's a shame we
Yeah.
didn't spend that much time with any of them.
Yeah, it's a shame we don't have consistent lore.
Oh God, wouldn't that be nice though?
That's
Wouldn't that be nice though?
Wouldn't that be nice?
Consistent
But also kind
lore.
of boring, right?
Yeah, no. If you don't change the rules every so often, that's
Exactly.
tedious.
Gotta keep us on our toes.
Exactly. Exactly. So on the back of that, then, do you think Sam remembers those 6 months, or do you think when he was like everything was reset, those memories were wipes, or like?
I think he remembers. I think to me it reads like he remembers. But I think if you're gonna ask if he told Dean, I think that's an interesting question too. Where I don't know. I don't know if there's evidence in the show that he did or didn't, but I think he doesn't. I think it's one of those things that he just kind of goes, well, what's the point in talking about it? Like he
That's
tends
so
to do.
That's so Sam, though. Yeah. That was going to be my next question. Are you secretly peeking at my post-it notes?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay, right. That's all the questions. That's it. You can move on. Sasha.
Great questions.
You close the chapter on the show, even though we'll probably dip back into it again. So fandom. When did you discover the fandom part of Supernatural? When did that hit you?
Pretty late.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, obviously I knew there was a fandom, but I think before I kind of went back to like started writing properly, which I guess was like 2023 maybe. For me, fandom was almost always like kind of a solo thing. I don't know why it didn't click for me that I could talk to people about stuff. That sounds sad.
No,
not at all.
We're actually like somebody just recently like reached out to us, and we're going to try to have them on about keeping fandom private and like that kind of thing. Like that whole like how some people interact with fandom is very private, and like almost like once it's exposed and out there, it like not that it loses something, but it's like
it can be very personal. Yeah.
I think that makes perfect sense. It doesn't sound sad. It sounds like how a lot of people, I think, first like, oh, wait, other people do this? Other people think about this show in the same way that I do? What?
Yeah.
Like, this is a thing. Were you on the socials? Like, were you on Tumblr? Were you on Twitter? Were you on all those things? Okay.
No, none of them.
So did you search it out, or did you just kind of stumble upon it accidentally?
Well, yes and no. So I started posting stuff on AO3. Still, like I was hanging out on Reddit a little bit.
Okay.
That was on the AO3 sub and the Supernatural sub. Which don't go there. It's a horrible place.
I'm a prolific Reddit user, and I refuse to visit those places because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna end up mad here. I know who I am.
I mean, it's intense over there.
I'm glad I don't know anything about Reddit.
But that was kind of the only stuff I did. And then I started talking to a couple of other writers on AO3 in the comment section. And then I did a big socials purge a couple of years earlier. So I wasn't really like, all my accounts are basically gone. Then I went on to Tumblr, I think early last year. And that was kind of like the gates of heaven opening and going like, wait, I can just scream my thoughts about Sam and Dean into the universe, and people would say yes or no, depending on what they are. So I feel like I'm very active on Tumblr, maybe too active.
No such thing.
No.
But yeah, I feel like I'm almost like making up for lost time because I just haven't been doing it, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's great and it's nice. It's also it like sucks you in, but no, it's good. But it's my main exposure to fandom. Yeah.
So had you written anything before you wrote fanfic?
I used to write when I was a teen and then stopped for years and years, so for almost like maybe almost 15 years.
Okay.
In my late teens, I stopped. I wrote original stuff, but I also wrote. I mean, it wasn't fan fiction. I was writing my own. It was kind of silly, but I was writing like my own series.
Okay.
But like TV series.
Okay.
And I was doing episode synopsis and for like a show that I had made up.
Oh,
That sounds awesome, though.
That was really fun. I mean, it was basically Charmed, but with a different cast.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But it's that was fun, which I feel is like fanfic adjacent almost. That's what I was doing, and then I kind of stopped because I don't know, all of
Life,
a sudden,
all the things.
yeah, life, and also
Life.
I felt like it was something I had to grow out of, which is really dumb and not true. But yeah, it took me a while to.
Yeah, it kind of feels like that. Like you're given like the no, put the childish things away, but it's not really childish. It's just creativity that you're just kind of like stifled because apparently real life and adulthood is not supposed to have any of that stuff in it unless you're really lucky. Yeah.
This capitalist hellscape we live in. No fun.
No.
So it sounds like AO3 happened first for you in terms of finding. So does that mean were you searching out fan fiction to read because of Supernatural? Okay. And was that around 2023? Was that around that time as well? A little bit before that?
Let me do the math. What year are we in now?
26, so 3 years.
Where
are we? We're no pocket dice.
I need a calendar.
Yeah, I mean, I think it must have been earlier. I know I didn't have an account until I started writing, or until I was then planning to.
Oh, so it's like a guest thing. Would you dip in a little bit?
Exactly. And I remember reading through. I mean, I was reading a bunch of stuff, which is now unfortunately a lot of it is like lost because I didn't have an account and I couldn't keep.
Can't look at the history and stuff like that. Yeah,
and I have a horrible memory. I was definitely reading Kitten of Doomage's the Sinful Sunday Dribbles. Is that what it's called?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh brother, I was going through them like crazy. It was, and that was kind of. I mean, they're such a good writer, and just the sheer amount of like different scenarios and different that was very inspirational to just go, oh, you can just do whatever you want. That's cool.
Yeah.
So you mentioned Kitten of Doomage. So like did you not even get into Tumblr until you started writing, or did you find other writers like on AO3 and then maybe like got sucked over into Tumblr to read stuff?
I must have been on AO3 for a couple of months, maybe almost a year. And then kind of a sad reason. This is kind of the sad reason I found Tumblr. I knew it existed, but I had no idea what it was. But the reason I found it and ended up making an account was because someone stole one of my stories and posted it on Tumblr.
Oh my god!
Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
And two other people, one of them, Betty Stonewall, I love you.
Betty,
I love you.
I'm gonna have Betty on.
I know. I'm so excited.
Aww.
You're gonna have the best time with her. And Betty and one other person were kind enough to let me know, and I just full boomer mode, like went. I made an account, and I didn't know what reblocks were. I didn't know what anything meant, and I managed to find the person.
Oh wow!
And contacted them and contacted a couple of people who had reblocked them, and was like, "Hi, this is stolen." Like I was kind of like. I was like, what is happening? Who do I talk to?
Contact about this?
Where's the manager?
I would like the manager of the internet, please. Darling.
Yes, exactly. Yes, and then I had the account and Betty was already telling me that it's fun over there. And I was like, I don't know, that feels like I liked that it was on AO3. It was mostly me doing my stuff. And I was a little nervous, definitely, about kind of breaking containment.
Yep.
But then I started getting onto it, and it's so much fun, and then I kind of stayed there, like I said, spend a lot of time there now.
Tumblr to me just has it's very welcoming and loves the reader insert stuff anyway. So I mean, for you, like we talked a little about like writing reader insert. Did you ever think about writing any other ship or pair or anything like that in your, like, or do you think there might be something like that in your future or something along those lines? Or no?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like I said, so for me, the reader inserts they're just a fun, I don't know, I've always done this where I always imagine like an additional character in a show or in a book. I don't know what it is.
You're not the only person that does that.
By the way, finding out that I'm not the only person that does that was a very good experience. I want to write everything. I want to, I don't want to ever say no to anything just because. I think I've started kind of adding more characters or adding more reader pairings into my stories, and I think adding actual ships or just doing like character specific explorations that have no ships and no relationships. No, totally. I absolutely am.
So the reader insert part of it all. So I know so you said you've always kind of done that, but what is it about writing that reader in? Like, what makes you want to do that thing? Put a character into a show or something that you like. Yeah, because I mean, a lot of people that we've talked to, they kind of like when they're doing reader insert, they could either be putting themselves in, right, or kind of making it a very simple character that anybody could put themselves into. So like, what draws you to do that? To want to create a reader insert to begin with?
I wish I knew. I don't know.
Oh, you're supposed to know. You're supposed to know. You're supposed to know all the things. I mean, I think for me, and I don't know, Kasey, I think reader insert for me is about the fantasy part of it too. About like, putting yourself in as, I mean, I like OCs also. So I like developing OCs, but I like the fact that a reader insert gives some people who really love that the chance to put themselves into the story with their favorite characters. And I think a lot of the stuff I originally read was reader insert, and I didn't really understand, I mean, it was like, oh, I do this thing too, but I didn't, like you said, didn't know other people did that as well. So are you wanting to create another character, or are you just wanting to live in the space kind of like as a reader?
Yeah, so I think it's kind of the first one. It's like I personally don't ever imagine myself as the reader. That's okay. That has nothing to do with me. That's none of my business. So I think, and I've gotten this feedback too, that my readers are almost closer to original characters sometimes.
I feel that, yeah.
And I don't mean that in a, oh my God, they have so much depth. Like, I think that for what a reader insert tries to do, I'm actually kind of failing maybe, because I think that it is like sometimes difficult to, if you were to want to imagine yourself as this character, I think I make it maybe difficult. Because they do tend to have like, I try to stay away from physical descriptors as much as possible, as much as it is possible. Sometimes, unfortunately, it's not. There's always ways to be more inclusive, but unfortunately, like the story also gives me, there's some limits. I always give them like, I try to give them a personality, an extensive backstory, that kind of stuff. So maybe they're closer to original characters, but to me, they feel like, I mean, maybe it's that like that TV thing I was mentioning. For me, it feels like I'm writing my own show. Right. And this is a role I'm writing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And everyone who reads it can kind of cast themselves in that role if they want to, but it's not, I'm the director. I'm not the actor. No, that makes total
sense too, because I think if you get into the, like, let's say you've got a pilot episode, right? Like, so and I've talked to this about Kasey, I think I've talked to this other reader insert writers as well, that a one shot really gives you just that. You don't have to get into a lot of backstory. You don't have to get into, you could just, there's just a scene, something you're dealing with. There you go. That's it. So I feel like reader insert can really lend itself to that. I think the problem, and it's a great problem that you have, that I think a lot of us as writers have, is that we keep going, well, what if? And so maybe something that started as a one shot, right, in your brain, or that you've done, turns into a series, and you add more to that. So do you feel like, do you have this problem that a lot of other people, like, it was supposed to be a one shot and then it turns into something else and it becomes this other thing?
I was gonna say,
I have that. I don't know if Kasey has that as much anymore, but I still have that problem where a one shot I think is a great idea.
I very much do. I very much do.
And then it becomes something else entirely.
I was gonna do something really pretentious and go, "Oh, that's a great question," but I already know the question. I'm such a hack. Oh my god. Sorry. No, I think so. Definitely yes. Previously, way more. I was writing a one shot, and then it would kind of take on a life of its own, and a story would happen from that. I think now that I've written a couple of series and love it so much, now when I have an idea, I can kind of tell early on if this is a one shot or if this is going to be a series. And if it's a series, I usually don't do the pilot and shop it around for network.
So you don't post, I guess is my thing too. If you think it's going to be something more, do you even post it or do you hold on to it?
I hold on to it. Yeah. And but I used to definitely I do it with the only time I kind of still have that situation now where I'm thinking, oh, this could be more is when I do, like I did Kinktober twice.
Yeah.
And that was stuff where I just kind of like felt like, oh, this could be something. This could grow into a bigger thing. I'm just kind of gonna like dangle my feet in it for 2,000 words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But generally, when I do a one shot, I'm planning for it to be a one shot now. And when it feels like it could be a series, I put it in a doc and let it percolate for a little bit. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so healthy and organized.
Well,
don't worry, I have plenty of other bad habits.
I'm sitting there looking at 6,000-7,000 words going, you were supposed to be porn. You were supposed to be a one shot. You were supposed to be porn. Where the fuck did this come from? Oh.
Listen, I was talking to someone about this just the other day, a fellow writer on Tumblr, A Sea Full of Stars, shout out.
Hi.
And he was saying that he was writing basically a smut one shot and was 3,000 words and was like, nothing's happened. And I went, that's amazing. That's perfect. Why wouldn't you want a 5-course meal rather than a shitty burger that comes in like a plastic wrapper?
Yes, but it was supposed to be porn.
That's okay. You can porns have amazing intros.
Just have to wait. I guess it's
you can't make that the episode title, Sandra, but I really wish you could.
I think it's the slow burn aspect too that I think some people.
No, I hate it.
Yeah,
no, I hate slow burn. No, everybody get your dicks out.
No. Which I think if you start with the one shot that maybe has that, right, and then you kind of get more into the plot, I think that's more digestible for Kasey. I think Kasey's like, okay, you gave me some porn, and maybe I'll stick around for something else, and then but I need some porn again. Soon, please.
I am an unrepentant pervert, and I don't like slow burn things. I like instant gratification, thank you. Which is why I get so frustrated when I'm like, this is supposed to be porn. And, and we're 7,000 words in, and Sam's flounced off somewhere, and Dean's sitting down going, I'm not doing it. And I'm like, guys, what the fuck? Just instant gratification, please. I have no patience.
Can I ask you both something as writers, or is that going to derail where we're going?
Go ahead.
Sandra, you write smut too, though, right?
Yes, I do. Not that much. Like at the point where I get like, ooh, smut, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta write this smut now. But yes, I do write smut. Yes.
But do you, I don't know, do you feel like when you write something that is specifically a smut piece, like no matter how long it's going to be, if it's going to be like 6K or 1K or 2K or whatever, do you tend to write like from the beginning to the end and like a chronological sequence of smut events? Or do you sometimes, because I feel like initiating smut can sometimes be a little bit difficult, and you go, we all know because like to Kasey's point, like we all know where this is going. We might as well kind of, because I really like also starting stories like in the middle of stuff already going on. Yeah. And then kind of backtracking and then, going back and forth. But do you have that thing where you feel like you need to tell the whole story?
I need a backstory. Kasey always laughs at me because I need you. He's just like, just write the porn. No, I'm like, but in my brain, I need to have even if this is something I think I've learned to do more if I do write a one shot, is the backstory can be just for me. and then I can pop the characters into the spot of what's happening. If I'm literally only going to do a one shot. I did this thing with I did a little bit of kink too. I'm trying to do some Christmas.
You're doing Kinkmas, yeah.
Yeah, Kinkmas, which I'm still doing because I'm like, screw it, I don't care. I didn't get through all 12. At some point, I'm going to get through all 12 before the next Christmas rolls its head around.
Yeah, exactly. It's Christmas is always upcoming.
Exactly.
But I started with a, one shot, but then I'm like, in my brain, it's the same character that I'm enveloping into all of the other one shots that I'm putting in. So I'm kind of like, there's a little bit of like, I feel like there's going to be a little bit of back and forth in that sort of time. Like I might go back to something else and use something in there that's not, but I'm trying to get a little more like angry Dean in that one, which I don't usually always go. Like, props to everybody that can do that and does that well. But kind of living in the angry Dean moments with this character. So yeah, I need it. But I don't also think it has to be chronological. I think some really great stories don't follow that, path or whatever. And even a one shot, yes, to me, it's like, I kind of always try to think of it as a scene, right? But I need to know what's going on in the brains of the people that are doing the thing. So that's where I get stuck and muddled in, and Kasey's like, just write it.
But what I need no, you've talked for ages now. Shush. What I need you to do, is I need you to go look up Sandra on AO3. Her username is Drasna.
I know. And
I need you. I need
very much
you
there.
to read the Wash, Rinse, Repeat series. I think it might just be called Wash. I'm not sure. It's a series, okay? And it's about, I don't know, like fucking 6 installments.
This is me getting thrown under the bus, yeah.
All the way under there, baby. Get comfy.
Yeah.
It's like at least 6 installments, right? There's like pre-wash, wash, rinse, like fucking so many. And they're all laundry themed. It's really cute. It's really good. It's original female character. Like, it's totally up your alley.
Well, it was started out as reader insert, and then I turned it.
It started out as reader insert, but then
like,
she sat with it for so long, it developed a character. Yeah,
then you're like, get out of your reader.
She sat with it for so long and developed culture. It's but I need you to read it, and I don't want to spoil it for you, but I need you to know that entire series, which again is at least 6 installments long, came out of one line that Sandra wanted. One thing. Which is one thing that she wanted, just one fucking line. And she made all that happen. All of that. And she was like, I've got to add more to Wash. And I was like, what? Why? Where are you finding this from? And she's like, no, because backstories and there's questions. And I'm like, you can just write the porn, babe. You can just write the porn. Like, no, but the writing police are not going to come and say your porn does not have enough plot. You could, but no. And she, like, it's excellent, by the way. Like, I am not knocking her, even as, like, you can come out from under the bus now, Sandra. It's fine. It's excellent. Sandra is amazing and amazing at laying these little threads through her works. And then at the end, she pulls them all together and yanks. And you're like, holy fuck.
Wow.
Where did all that come from?
Yeah.
It's amazing. Well, but genuinely, while she was writing it, I was like, where do you keep finding these plot points from? Where are they multiplying when you're not looking?
Okay, but to throw Kasey under the bus, because I think also it's needed that sometimes you feel like a story ends up having more weight to it once you start writing it. And Kasey's Demonic Junkies is that, where it started out as this one shot. And Kasey did the thing that you're talking about, H, which is started at one point, then realized it needed backstory. So they went back and they started filling in the gaps.
No.
So yes.
No.
Yes.
But
yes.
also no.
Don't say no when it's
Dad,
yes.
stop.
I didn't decide anything.
No, again,
the writer, the scribe. I consider myself depending on what I'm writing.
Yeah.
I just consider myself a scribe.
Okay.
I still think
it's you, and I still think you have to give yourself more credit than that. But yeah.
But like, I'll put the characters in a situation, and then I just write down what they do. Like, I'm not directing them. But no, it was like, I watched My Bloody Valentine, and it's just you know what I'm talking about. Wait your turn. Wait your fucking turn. He's all covered in blood. And just before that, when he's chained up in the bathroom and he's sweaty, and I was like, oh god, there's something here. So I wrote the first. It's the third of the series, but it was the first thing that I posted. I wrote it, and it was lovely. It was Demon Blood Addict Sam and Demon Dean from season 10. Because I don't want to say that the show writers forgot, but like, could have done something with that. But whatever, they didn't, so I did. So I wrote this one thing, and it was absolutely fine, and it was just very Samwumpy, and there was crying and blood and dick sucking and hate sex. It was fucking
as it
brilliant,
happens,
right?
as that happens, I know.
It's fun. It's fun. And then I got to the end, and I was like, and we're done. And Dean just went,
No, we're not.
I have something to say. And so this last little paragraph is Dean, and he just took everything that I'd built, took this beautiful little porn plot that I'd built, and just went, in the fucking bin, and just absolutely derailed it. So I was like, oh shit, this is a thing. So then I had to go back, and I had to be like, okay, here's how this started, and then here's how we got from, like, here's how we diverged from 10, and then here's how we got from that divergence to where we are now, and then I could carry it on. But it was supposed to be porn. It was just supposed to be porn. I didn't go into it intending to write it like that. It was just supposed to be porn. So, yes.
I mean, I think I kind of agree with both of you, because I think for what you said, Sandra, it's just more fun because the backstory, right? It defines the dynamic you have.
Right. So you got to know where they're at when you're getting in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And that's the hot stuff. Like, yes, you can absolutely just throw like two hot people in a room, whatever. That's great, and that will do. But I think understanding, like, what I really like is like picking like off of the tree that is all the different interpretations and versions of these characters. I think like picking one and going, what's the dynamic? What are they getting out of this? You know, beyond sex. What's the roles they play? I think that's like the really sexy part. I think that's the fun part. So,
Absolutely.
but also, like, I agree with you, Kasey. That's like they do tell you what they want.
Yeah, sometimes you're not in control. I'm doing a fic currently for the Sam Winchester, Jared Padalecki Big Bang, which is run by Samwena and JLD. Shout out to them. You're awesome mods. I love you both. So it's the reverse. So I got the art first, and I've no spoilers for anything, but I started writing that, and it's turned into like a jump about fic where it's like a little bit of now and then a flashback,
which is really
a little
good.
bit of now.
Yeah, I've gotten to read some of
flashback.
it. It's really good. Yeah.
So currently now they do be fucking, but the flashbacks are leading you up to well, how did this get started, and then what happened, and then what happened, and it's actually been really fun to write it like that, because like when I stall out on the now, I can just go, okay, well, let's jump back and let's see what happened, and then I usually know where I'm going in the now. So I don't have to write in chronological order. I do tend to, but I'm equally flexible too. You know.
Yeah.
But I'm not like Sandra who will has an idea and then goes, I have 5,000 plot points. I'm not that clever.
No, but I think it just has to do with like when you crave more of the story yourself, then I think that lends, like I said, when I started Wash, I just wanted to see Dean in a pair of pink panties, and that is not. Okay,
well, she spoiled it. I didn't spoil it. She spoiled it. I didn't spoil it.
That is good and fair motivation.
But that ended up being wanting to see more about the character that I was writing, and again, it's one of those. And I would shout out Dandelion Dreaming, who's one of the first people that I read as a writer. They have a great rookie series, which is Reader Inserts, really good. It's one of those like great ones, and it was one of my first ones. She put her character in canon in a way where you could imagine that character was off screen while certain things were happening. I think
just
it was
off to the side.
So I kind of, once I got into this story, I was like, well, what if I do that? And then that's where I kept like wanting to see them through different seasons, and not necessarily like chronologically, right? But pop in, come back in, come back in, come back in. So that's how it became this monstrosity of a thing that, yeah, I mean, if you ever get the chance to read it, I'd love your thoughts on it, because I
just bookmarked it.
Because I feel like you, like, especially with, and I'm hesitating to get into it because I know we'll be here forever, but when I read Marked, right? Like, that started, I believe, like that was from prompts or like something kink, like part of your kink stuff, right? Like, was that how that came out first? So it's like Mark of Dean series, but like Marked is part
The
3,
big one.
I think. Yeah, so,
Yeah.
But it's epic. It's the epic part of it. It's like after a few of the one shots of this reader and this younger reader with Mark of Cain, Dean. And I will say, I don't know if you've ever read this. It's also called Marked by There Must Be a Lock. Have you ever read this before?
I know the writer. I don't.
I will tell
don't
you,
know the story. Yeah.
Mark of
Highly
Cain,
recommend.
Dean, because the journey that it's Lou that takes us through that is it's similar to what you did, but also very different in how you really got into his obsessiveness with the Mark, and not just the anger, right, but how the Mark changed his obsessiveness with reader and his unlocking what he maybe always wanted to do but didn't. And so it's not quite like Demon Dean, right, where he's like removed and he just has all of his, as Kasey we've talked about, has his id that he just goes for everything. He's still struggling but obsessed. And the fact that she was obsessed crushed on him in a way, but how she's so manipulated and confused in the beginning and doesn't know what's coming at her because of her naivete and her youthfulness and her innocence. But then the switch up when they finally do get together is so intense. What you do with those characters, I thought, like I just left a comment today because I finished reading it last night before our interview. I was amazed by the depth of it and the obsessiveness, how that strings them both out into this place of trying to come back to it. You know what I mean? Like all of that history now, all of that stuff, what it does to them. It was such a journey. It was so great. You did such a good job with it.
Oh, I'm blushing.
I really like Kasey. I mean, like, this is what I mean, because Lou, There Must Be a Lock, is a Sam girl through and through. But what she did with this Mark of Cain Dean is very similar to what you did. So it's like, I feel like when you were talking about like you like to play with Dean more, like, and this is not playing in a fun way. I mean, it is. There's smut, but there's other stuff too, like what you expose and get into the really like nitty gritty and the dark places with Dean is very reminiscent of Lou's stuff as well. Like again, totally separate. But
I will have to read that. Yeah,
the fact that you guys really focused on this point in time with a reader, I thought was really, really great. I mean, that's a bookmarked for me. And I would definitely recommend that. But yeah, I mean, to me, that's an example of what we're talking about, right? Like you had to have just written those prompts and been like, well, I got more to say now about this character and about Dean. I mean, is that accurate? Like you're like, oh no, wait, there's a story here and I want to like tweak it.
So for the Kinktober stuff I did, the first year I did it was, and again, I have to remember what year we're in. The first year I did was 2024. And I kind of, I mean, I'm bad at writing from prompts.
Okay. Because that was one of my questions. I'm like, do you get prompts? Like, do you do prompt requests and stuff? Yeah.
So not really. So officially I say I don't take requests because I don't have that skill and I admire it so much in people who do. I don't have that skill where I say, I'm going to write this. And I'm just going to write it. I have this thing, I don't know many people do in my brain where if I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something, I'm not doing it. There's no chance. So I've written a bunch of stories, and many of my favorite stories from I would call them suggestions from readers.
Okay.
But it's not like, I feel like it's like, Kasey, what you say about the characters doing what they want. Like for me, that's ideas or stuff that I want to write. I don't have control over what I want to write. An idea can be the best idea and coolest scenario in the world. If it doesn't like activate that vibe, exactly. If it doesn't activate that thing in me, I'm not writing it. And sometimes it's years later. Well, I mean, I've been writing for less than 3 years, so years later is relative. But it can be a long time later that suddenly I feel like, oh, now I want to write this. But so that's a long long around way to say that the Kinktober stuff I did write from prompts, but it was prompts that I picked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's it cheated a little bit.
Mhm.
But yeah, I had the first one is, I think the prompt was, it must have been masturbation or obsessiveness, I'm not sure.
Mm.
But it's just Dean. It's not the reader isn't in it. Like, she's on his mind and he thinks about her, but she's not actually in the story. Mark of Cain Dean for me is like, I wanted him to go so much further. And Demon Dean too. Like I was like, this is the moment we're finally gonna see this like killer that everyone is constantly talking about, and we're gonna see him like let off the leash.
Right.
And
then we didn't.
And then we kind of didn't. Like he kills a bunch of like child traffickers. Oh no. And we're supposed to feel like that's really intense. That's bad. Yeah, I just kind of and specifically maybe one of my favorite, like some of my favorite Mark of Cain Dean scenes are when he is like such a patriarch, and so like when he tells Sam this isn't a democracy, or when he in the I think it's the season 10 finale, right when he goes out to work on his own, and he's like horrible, and he doesn't care that one guy, his hunter friend, gets killed, and he talks like really despicably about the victim. Like that's what I wanted. But I mean, I feel like sorry, this is going back into the show. I don't want to derail, but
no.
I feel like the show did Dean's character a huge discredit by not letting him go and be a real proper villain for a little bit. I think that it would have been amazing, and then you could have had a beautiful redemption arc for him, and I think it could have really like done a lot for his character. But I don't know, it just like unleash him, like really unleash him. And they didn't do that, so that's kind of what this original fic was born out of. Was
you do that? Yes, you do that in this,
where it just go like make him bad. Like he's not like random psychopath murder in the streets bad, but he is a vile person in this. But he's also an addict. He's like, that's not him making these choices. He is literally addicted to violence and to sex and to sexual violence in a way, where he's like at some point, I don't want to spoil anything, but he has withdrawal symptoms like he does on the show, and like they're very like, it's not, he's being a horrible asshole, but also he's sick, right?
You could not have sold me on
I
this
know.
series
I knew as soon as you started, I was like, there we go. Casey's
if you had Sam fucking read it aloud nude, I could not be more invested
Casey,
in this.
I really think, it was just, like I said, it was, I think you hit on it too. Like there's an understanding as to the why, like, right. Like the control, like he's made a decision to take the mark. But he did not know the consequences of what that would do. And now he's in this consistent cycle and trying to break from it. But also delving into his worst, his inklings, his wants, his needs, and he drags someone else into it with him. And again, it has so many notes of there must be a locks marked, that kind of like, it was bringing it back to me. Like, I was like, I love that story. I mean, it's a rough story, but it's so in it with him that I feel like this is why I love writers that can do this, because all I want to do is like, I just want to keep Dean safe. Most of the time, like, I just want to curl him up in a nice big blanket and be like, it's okay, sweetie, somebody will take care of you now, it's all right, kind of a thing. And I love that you guys go there with these characters and do the things like Casey. I mean, I've told Casey I hate their Demon Dean. I was just
about to say that you don't like. I don't expect H to read it because it is Winchester and it's explicit Winchester, so like zero pressure. But if you fancy it and you think you can skip the sex scenes, I am so proud of that, because Sandra was like, I fucking hate this game. Like, you fix this because I hate it. And I was like,
So what's your take on Demon Dean as opposed to what he's like on the show? Because what do you think of him on the show, and how do you kind of course correct for who he is?
So on the show, he's beautiful. Like, I like it. I like the black eyes. I like the sass. It's a very specific level of like, oh, you're the one that's going to chop Sammy's head off. Did you miss? Oh, God, that does things to me. I love that. But like, in terms of like, I feel like the show bait and switched us. They were like, oh no, he's going to become a demon. Oh no, he's down. Why do we fix it in like 3 episodes? Like, I'm mad about that. I am mad about that. But my Demon Dean is, I don't know, I think Sandra might be better placed to answer that. He's unrepentantly unpleasant.
Yeah, there's no need for apologies.
He's needlessly,
he owns it in a way that's, to me, is very disturbing and not, you know what I mean? Like, it's again, we keep talking about like the reasons why and where they've put themselves in that place, but he's relishing it. He's enjoying all of the control he has over Sam. And it's very disturbing to see somebody that who loves this other person so much and would sacrifice a ton for them to be like, well, now I'm just using you for pleasure, and just I like seeing you beg, like that kind of a stuff. Like it's so but I mean, it's great, but it's also like, why are you doing that? Don't do this to me. Like, I can't. You got to fix this, Kasey. Like, fix this. Yeah.
So like, it's an unfinished series, and what like it very much it blows up in Dean's face in a very, very real way. But sort of like the basis of it, like it diverges from 10. Sam goes and gets Dean like he does in 10. But in the process of trying to cure him, Dean like coaxes him in with his blood, and Sam like falls off the wagon and stuff. And then Dean's like, "Yeah, I'll give you your fix. I'm gonna fuck you for it though." And then it becomes, because I can't do anything simply. Dean is the post box, the catcher. The bottom, as the kids say these days. I got told off by my son for that. Ew, Mum, that's gross. Just call it top and bottom. I'm like, all right, fine. So then it becomes this whole tangled mess for Sam of, I was raped, but I was the penetrating partner, and where does that leave me as a victim?
Yeah,
and like Dean like comes back to his humanity.
Yeah.
On his exercise, but while he's a demon, he's utterly unrepentant. He knows what he's doing to Sam, and he relishes having Sam on the end of his leash, what he's doing to him, and he's just thoroughly unpleasant.
Yeah. See, that's
it's similar to Marked in a way. I feel like there's a lot of similar themes that I think. Again, it's,
but I don't
the
have
version of it. Yeah. Like
I don't have anything to do with the Mark of Cain though. He's just a demon because I wanted him to be a demon. Like, I couldn't bring the Mark of Cain into it. There was enough things to juggle. So when he de-demons, he's Dean again. De-demons. He's just Dean again. There's no lingering effects from the Mark of Cain. Just the lingering effects of everything he's done to his brother.
Sometimes you need to get some of the other stuff out of the way when it's just not there's just no time.
Yeah. So I don't know if that was a very long answer to the question of what we typically do with stories when we write them, but it is interesting how like a little bud of an idea, like, because I've written one shots that I'm perfectly happy with and never need to revisit, that storyline or timeline.
Yeah, they're usually the ones I want you to revisit the most. You write a one shot and I'm like, excuse me, more of this, and you're like, no, I'm done with it.
Yeah, because it just doesn't feel like it needs more.
They always need more.
Yeah. I know,
feel like I feel like that's such a specific feeling too. Like the sometimes you have ideas and you feel like, or I mean, this is my experience. I don't know if it's the same for you. Sometimes I have ideas and I feel like I cannot, in big quotation marks, waste this on a shorter story. This needs to be explored, put under the microscope, But sometimes it's so nice when you have a fun idea and you can just like you write it,
Yeah.
you love it, and then you're just done with it.
Yeah.
That's also a really nice experience. And then you think, yes, this was fun, but it's done. It's over. It was a great time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you, because other people do this differently, do you have a whip list, like a whip ideas list, or do you? I'm desperately trying to find somebody.
Free balling it like Sandra.
I'm desperately trying to find somebody that does this like me, and I haven't found anybody yet. And it's okay if you're not that person yet. I'll keep asking until I find the person.
Wait, so you just raw dog it? You just go with whatever survives my brain?
Well, so I like sit and stew, right? Like, so I don't really write down like a whip idea list. And I know a lot of people have said they do that. And I'm more like, if it stays in my brain, if it keeps coming back, then it's something that I want to write. And I focus on that story. So it's like, if it percolates enough, I'm like, I'm ready to write this kind of a thing. And sometimes it happens really quick. And sometimes I've got an idea in my brain for a while before I finally am like, okay, I think I want to start writing this. But I don't have a list like a lot of other people do. Yeah. And I don't know how you do it.
No, I mean, first of all, that's admirable, but also terrifying. I got a little nervous when you were saying that. I think my heart rate picked up.
What do you mean you don't write your ideas? What if you forget them?
What if? Oh.
Well, to me, it's like if it doesn't stay, it's not worth me. Like, you know, that I don't know.
Makes total sense.
That for me, but I'm the only one that thinks that.
No, I don't like that.
It's like Kasey with Mystery Spot. They think they're the only one. I think I'm the only one that does this.
You can't be the only one that does this, but it does give me anxiety when I'm like, when you have an idea and I'm like, write that down, and you're like, no, if it stays in there, it stays in there, and I'm like, will you write that down, please?
I'll write it down for you. Give me a notepad.
I'll write it down. I'll email it to you. Write it down.
No, I mean, it makes total sense. I think to do it that way. I don't do it that way.
Continue, Sandra.
The search continues. Exactly. And no, there's a series of events that kind of happens. Usually it's that I have one idea doc where I put something in. Sometimes it's just a sentence, sometimes it's a little synopsis. By genre. I recently started dividing it up by genre, which I was very proud of.
Okay.
Organization.
And then if something's in there and I think about it enough, it eventually goes into the one-shot doc.
Okay.
Or like the Ideas collection doc. It gets its own tab.
Gotcha.
And then when it grows up, sometimes it then if it's really going to if I know I'm gonna need more than 3 or 4 tabs to organize stuff, to organize scenes, and then it gets its own document. That's usually the way it's done.
Yeah. To be clear, like this is just the ideas part for me. Like once I get started with a fic, I plot the fuck out of it. Like there's nothing that doesn't happen.
She does.
Like,
she just doesn't write down the ideas.
It's that initial idea that I just don't. But you definitely you take an idea and you at least try to categorize it at some point. Like you write it down and then you figure out where is it going to go.
Exactly.
Kind of a thing.
So
okay, that makes sense. That's really good. This is when I love really talking to other writers about, you know, their process and how they do the things, because it's all very different and based off of, I wouldn't say vibes because vibes is being out there, but like there's an energy to your writing, right? That's
I'm keeping vibes. I don't care if the kids have moved on. I'm keeping vibes. I like it.
I like vibes.
I mean, we've talked about Tumblr and that social aspect of it. So, because we are still not like, we're just like, I have a Tumblr. I don't use it a lot. I like things and I reblog, but I don't really post as much as I should on there. So do you find that where's your reader reception? Do you feel like it's more, like, obviously there's more engagement, right? On Tumblr. Do you feel like you get a decent amount of, do you have this thing where you get people commenting on AO3 and reading, like, get like multiple responses back, or do you find people just tend to head on over to Tumblr to do those like communication things?
It depends. No, I have a couple of people I kind of go back and forth with on AO3, and I love it. I mean, I'll keep talking as long as the other person keeps talking, because it's, to me, that's I mean, I can do the writing on my own, and that's fun and perfect, and it brings me so much joy. But the idea that I get to talk about my reading is still insane. My writing.
Yeah.
Did I say my reading? My writing.
Yeah, but that's okay. We know what you're saying.
We know what you
you.
meant. It's okay.
Yeah.
No, that's still insane to me. So no, but most stuff happens on Tumblr. It's just more active there, I think. But I will always have a lot of love for the AO3 comment. It's just a nice place.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you have a writing schedule? Since you're very good with organizing your fics, do you also have like a writing schedule?
Not a schedule. No, not really. I try to do one thing every day, and it doesn't need to be writing. It can be like editing, or it can be, I've really gotten into something I never thought, but it's kind of been a fun little side quest on being on Tumblr, like doing banners and that stuff. So I always try to do something every day, even if it's just like 5 minutes of whatever.
Right.
Gosh, you're so organized.
And your site looks lovely. You did a
thank
really
you.
nice job
Thank
with
you.
your site. Yes. Yeah.
But it's you know what it is? I need it organized for myself because I have no object permanence. If I don't have it linked somewhere, I'm gonna lose it. I'm not gonna be able to find it again.
Gotcha.
If you do that thing you do with babies where you hide your face behind your hands, I will forget you exist.
Yeah, I have the kind of ADHD where I'm like, everything must be in boxes, but also when I put things in boxes, I forget that they exist.
Yes.
And it's a box of invisible things that are
Yes. My cleaning up is putting stuff in a place where I forget it exists, and then it's clean.
Yes. I own things, but I have stored them inside of other things, and I will never remember that I own them.
No,
I have bought multiple replacements of things. It's not important.
No, I'm with you. Yeah, but it's why I need it like well organized. That's as much for myself as for anyone else.
Yep.
And I mean, I know you've done a ton. You do a lot of like with this, like the Smutober or the kink stuff, and then, but you also do. I mean, you get fluffy too at times. I mean, do you just feel like that's just again like whatever you're feeling like writing? Like if you have a bunch of different ideas, or is that, you know, when you get into October or different, like, oh, I've really got to ramp up the kink now because I'm getting ready to do the thing. Because you've done the challenge for yourself, right? Has this been 2 years in a row, the Smutober?
Yes.
Sorry, Smutober Spectacular. That's so, I love the alliteration.
It's an amazing name.
That's a
I
great
love
one.
Shout out to my friend Ambiguous Avery. They came up with that.
Nice.
Love it.
Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, so do you just kind of pick and choose? Does Fluffy feel more like Valentine's time, Christmas time? Do you just seasonally, like, how does that work for you?
No, it's not really a seasonal thing. I think I like to keep, so in the aforementioned one-shot document, see above, I need stuff to like jump back and forth between. So I usually have a mix of stuff that I'm actively working on. And then it really just depends on what mood I'm in on the day that I'm writing. So sometimes I have something fluffy. I'll have a serious that's more character exploratory. I'll have some filthy smut, and just like a mix of things. So my brain can always be working on something, and I can also leave something lying around and just go away to something else when the moment I hit like a barrier in my head. Question? What was the question?
Yeah, no, like when you
That was the
decide,
question.
what drives you to do like either fluff or smut or different. Yeah.
I think it's also like different interpretation of the character. I know that. I mean, actually, I don't know, but I assume that people have one version of the character that they. Like with Dean, for example, I have so many versions of him in my head that I want to play with, and like it can be MOC Dean, who's like a borderline abuser, or it can be family dad Dean, post serious, who's hanging with the kids, and I think it's trying to give all of those versions something to do.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that about writers. I love how different the characters can be in the hands of different writers. And I think that's really special when you get a chance to experience that.
Absolutely.
So tropes, like, what do you really, are there certain tropes you really like, certain tropes you don't like? We're talking like, this could be writing or reading. Like, what do you really like to, like, if you, do you have time to read? Do you have time to do a lot of reading of other people's stuff?
I don't read as much as I want to. It sucks, and I always feel bad about it. And I always miss it between everything and life and writing. It's just like the 24 hours are.
Yeah, there's only so many.
Exactly, but it's I miss it a lot, and I miss doing more of it. I think for tropes, what do I like for tropes? That's like I don't know. I
well,
think
like especially like reader insert. Like, do you like enemies to lovers, friends to lovers? Like, do you like I don't know. Like, do you like having them sort of like, you know, domestic, like that kind of stuff, like you know, like those kind of things.
I think for reading, I don't really go by tropes. I kind of go by writers. So I tend to just if I like someone's style, or if I like how they tell stories, I will read most of their stuff. And it's more for me about the voice or what they bring to the characters that I find interesting. So I'll read pretty much anything because I've surprised myself so often by what I like. Like, when
you give yourself the opportunity to just read something.
Exactly. I have learned that I have no idea what I like. Like, for example, I'm not a Destiel reader at all. But then quite recently, Chevrolet Dean,
who we just had on,
yes, she wrote a sapphic Destiel. And I read it just because it's sapphic and it's by Chevrolet Dean. So those were two. And I would have never thought that I would enjoy a Destiel fic, and it's so good. I was in awe. So, you know, I'm if I like a writer, I'll read pretty much whatever they do. Because I've been surprised so many times at this point. But I am like initially drawn to, like, it can be reader insert, it can be ships, it can be individual character explory stuff. There's really no limits. And then for writing, I don't know. I think I'm trying, because I haven't been so like doing fanfic for so long. I feel like I'm still exploring tropes a lot. Like, I'm touching some stuff for the first time. What I've really enjoyed and what I have done and I'm now thinking about doing again is like amnesia stuff, like anything that you could find in an episode of Buffy. That kind of stuff. Like very trope, like tropes that are very tropey.
Like almost very dramatic, like, you know, like TV drama, like that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Like magical, anything that's magical shenanigans.
Right.
I love that.
You like the episode regarding Dean, don't you?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You don't like it?
I can't stand it.
Casey, what is going on?
We did an episode on it.
I will listen to it.
We did tags and tropes, amnesia. We covered that, and I was like, my traumas. It's just, I don't like it. No, I don't.
No, that's fair.
Yeah. I unfortunately have quite a traumatic response to amnesia. So
that makes sense, and I think I wrote one multi-chapter that's about the reader coming back from the dead, and it's a Sam X reader, and the reader coming back from the dead and not remembering who she is. And that's very, like, you know, if you're gonna go amnesia, you're gonna go hard, so stay far away from that one, I guess.
Yeah, to be like, I admire your commitment to the game, though. I really do. You were like, oh no, we're not going to half-ass this all the way.
Yeah.
All of the way. I respect the hustle there. No, I don't. Somewhere floating around, Sandra can link you up, I'm absolutely sure, is an outtakes of me having what I can only describe as a genuine tantrum. To Sandra and one of our other friends. We were recording something else, and we tangented about regarding Dean, and I genuinely, like, if I close my eyes, I can imagine myself stabbing my feet and be like, how can you call yourself Dean fans? And he liked that episode, and he's forgetting who he is, and it's tragic. And they're just like, bro, it's fiction. We like it. Why are you like this?
It's kind of like how, some Sam lovers like to see Sam in this, like, for some reason, there's some ways we like to see Dean, like, it's just, but yeah, we won't get into all that. But I will say, plugging Wash, there's an amnesia thing in Wash also. So you might like that as well. So again,
hello.
I go all into like, I really dig into the tropes in that one. So that's in there.
No, it's honestly, it's excellent. It's excellent.
Amazing.
And if you like you some subby Dean, I do have Dean X readers as well.
Yeah. So. Oh yeah. Very good.
There.
That's what I mean. I think that we like to play with them, and it's not malevolent.
Sometimes
it's not. No, I don't think so. I think like you like to say, you like to explore with a character. I've always felt this. I explore with Dean because I feel safe with him. So if I want to go somewhere, I'm not comfortable with. I think that he's the best person to take me on that journey because I know he's not going to like. I don't know. I just it's hard to explain about that character. He's my ultimate safe comfort. As crazy and ridiculous and bad decision maker he is, I still feel that to the core.
That's what makes him got
that safe part.
Yeah, I think it's also a matter of preference, kind of on how you like to, like. So okay, for example, when we were saying like, I wish they would have let Dean off the leash more as Mark of Cain. I think like one way to love your characters is to like keep them safe almost and to give them the good stuff they maybe never got. And I think a different way is to like let them run in service to the character and let them like be their worst self, but that's kind of giving them freedom in a different way.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think seeing them through it is a big part of it too.
Yes.
Like my thing, because I have this romantic instinct in me at all times. It's like, I want to find at least a happy for now or a happy ever after. Sometimes I can be ambiguous and I've noticed people don't like that, but like, that's like, sometimes you can't help it. Like a story just kind of lends itself to that ending.
Yeah.
I guess what you're willing to go through with them is part of it. So, and sometimes I feel like you can really dig into it. And sometimes it's like, but I feel like you can do that more with canon, right? Like you have to dig into the dark, dirty, deep stuff in canon if you really are following it down the rabbit hole, where reader insert can give you those lighter moments if you want to go there as well. Like you can get those, well, I'm putting it in this situation, or this is with the reader with this, and you can kind of AU it a little bit, or however you want to go about it, I think that way. So yeah, again, there's all these options that I feel, and I don't think reader insert gets enough credit for that, because I think some people are just like, it's just sticking somebody in with, a character. And I don't think they really appreciate what you can do with that if you're given liberty to.
Yeah, I feel like it gets you just want to kiss, like imagine yourself kissing this character. I'm like,
which is true, but there's other stuff too that
sometimes.
There can be both.
That's fine. That's fine, first of all.
Yeah, don't and or both. Like it doesn't have to be
don't reduce my interests in this manner. Yes, I do, but also I have things to say.
I want to torture them.
Yeah. I like in what Sandra was saying about exploring things with Dean because he's safe. I find myself drawn to inflict things upon Sam because I know that he will be sensitive with them and he can handle it. And like Junkies, like I said, it didn't start out this way. It was just supposed to be fun. But it's very much turned into like a dissection almost, a really deep dive into consent and how far you can twist that before it becomes consent and
how do you come back from it?
Sex, sex under duress and how you can come back with that. And it didn't start out this way, but it's very much, I've like, obviously I've never been addicted to demon blood, but I've put a lot of my past experiences onto Sam, and I'm okay to leave them with him. I know that he can hold them for me, and I can come back and poke and prod them when I'm ready. And they're safe with him, which is I realize that's absurd because it's a fictional character, and it's not only that, it's a character that I'm writing. I'm allegedly in control. I'm not ever. But it just like I just implicitly I trust him that I can hand him this really heavy thing that I live with and go just hold on to this while I work out.
And make it better. Just make it better.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you just want something to just know that they can make it better, even if it doesn't happen in the story. You know,
I've equally written that with Sam. I've written that both ways. I've written Sam dealing with his trauma, and I've written him with a reader dealing with hers. And he's so gentle, sweet, and I love him.
Yeah, I love that. That's really nice. Yeah.
H, we could keep you forever. I know we've gone already over 2 hours, so we're going to try.
I'm good.
Okay.
No worries.
I just want to be mindful too of your time. But
all good.
So is there a certain tag you use a lot that you've noticed?
Smut.
Smut. Shameless smut.
Do you use shameless
smut?
Without
plot.
Variations of smut, or is it just smut? Like there's just smut here. Like here be smut.
Here be smut.
I'm gonna start tagging my fics with that now. Here be smut.
I like that. I tried. No, I don't. My tagging is. I love the tagging on AO3. It's all over the place. I used to, like, I think for a long time, my top tag, or one of my top tags, like apart from I try always to do one genre tag just in case it's not as clear from the summary as I think it is. One tag that was like one of my top tags for a long time was dirty talk. And then because I prided myself on my dirty talk, but then it kind of just became like I stopped tagging it because I thought, okay, that this is just something I do now. There's no point in tagging it. But no, not. It's very messy. Like it's very.
Yeah, we discuss this all the time about AO3. Like like and again, it's because of the users, right? Like it's not set in stone. It's not you have to do it this way and that way. But we just noticed when we poke and prod a little bit more into into certain tags or whatever. Like there's so many maybe like missed opportunities if somebody's looking for a certain type of fic. They could not find it because it's not tagged that way. So it's kind of like they're not feeding you an algorithm, right? So you do have to be proactive in it. But it's just so sometimes I'd be like, people tag this because you're probably missing a whole bunch of readers.
That's the thing.
Who are probably looking for that thing. So I mean, and everybody does it different. Some people over, some people under, or you realize after, oh, I should have gone back and tagged that. And I didn't do that. So some of your favorite SPN authors, share the love right now, because I think you've already mentioned a few, but are there anybody that you really you love everything that they write and you're there for it?
I mean, there's a lot. There's a good bunch. I've thought about this ahead of time because there's no way I'm gonna be able to mention everyone I love.
Everybody understands that. Everybody always like, I apologize in advance if I don't. Yes.
So I thought I would narrow it down to 3 writers that I kind of see as I want to do what they do, that are very inspirational and that I've been consuming like crazy, and I want to do what they do. The first person is Kay Blockner on Tumblr, also a friend of mine, so I am biased, but but the way they write is it's so grimy.
How do you spell that?
KBLOGNAR.
Okay.
So it's Kay Blocknar.
Okay, gotcha.
Their writing is so human and grimy, and the way they kind of play with form, and they have one story that I probably should have written this down. That's a series of poems.
Okay.
That's Dean X Reader. You're gonna cry when you read it, just fair warning.
Okay.
But yeah, just like something like this where I just love this like elevation of fanfic to where you go just, oh my god, this is
when something's almost like prose, like it's like, oh my gosh, like like it's like a couple lines, you're just like, where did this come from? And this is glorious. Got
absolutely.
Got it.
Probably the best smut you're going to read in your life. I can highly recommend Plastic Flowers in a History Cemetery on Tumblr.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I don't think she's on AO3 as far as I know.
Okay.
And then just chef's kiss.
Okay.
It's very, very good. There's a Sam Ruby reader piece she has that is like a corruption thing, and that's one thing I don't really like. I don't like it when the reader is too out of control. It's not like disgust, or it's not in like an intention of the story. That one's absolutely fantastic. And then one writer I've really been getting into lately on AO3 is Are You Ready?
Okay.
And they just do like a wild mix of characters and genres, and it's just very like visceral. And I think I like writers who like write gross stuff, because I feel like I want to be more gross in my writing. I feel like I'm very like, don't want to write anything offensive, but I want to. So writers who
I'd say you did that with Mark. I don't think you should not give yourself credit for that one.
No, I do.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But
in the best way. Like, I please take that as a compliment.
I mean it in the best way,
as I say to Kasey all the time, like, I'm glad you found your voice.
Yeah, again, I could still my own work there. It's called Perfect Balance. Again, it's Wincest. They fuck nasty in a warehouse full of dead vampires.
Wait, I've read this.
Oh my god, have you?
No, wait. Is it the one where they show up and another hunter was already there?
Yes.
Is that you?
Yes.
Oh my god, I read this. This is a couple of years ago, no?
Yeah, it's old enough now, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was the first ever Wincest fic that I read, where it was just stumbling into... the first one I remember anyway.
Kasey
I
loves
can't
this.
believe this is you! That's crazy. And I was just, like, this was, before I started posting, I was just starting to, like, read stuff on AO3, and I was like, Dean and Sam together? What? But also I was intrigued because, again, I love for me, this isn't, I mean, I don't know if it is for anyone, this isn't a happy family show. This is the show about how family is going to drag you down, you're going to repeat the same patterns forever, and you're ultimately doomed from the beginning. Have fun.
Yep.
And so I was super intrigued. Again, like, I love the dysfunctionality. And I remember reading this, and I remember being very grossed out, but in the best way, like in the way you want to be grossed out. Is that okay to say? Is that so weird?
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
Kasey's here for that. Yes.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. I didn't know that was you. Wow.
Yeah, my I don't know what like this is how involved I am in the podcast. I don't know what Sandra puts in the thing. In the emails that go out to guests, but my username on AO3 is Sam is my safe word, whereas in other places, I think it's Sam is my safe word on Tumblr as well. But like,
I should probably start doing that. I don't do that for either of us, so I'll probably start doing that. Yeah, I'll start.
Yeah, so I know this stuff. I know who you are. Don't worry. I know your icons. I know this.
God, that's amazing.
No, absolutely.
I'm so flattered.
No, it's the truth. Come on.
Somebody give me a brown paper bag.
That's one of those stories of Kasey's that I was like, okay, as a gift, I narrated it for Kasey, but nobody else has gotten that, because I was like, okay, I'm going to do the thing, but
Sandra's comment on that, because I have it open right now. The dark stuff is not my typical cup of tea, sweetie, but I had to comment on how thrilling it is to watch you find your writing voice and see the confidence in expressing it. Your lines have such a great rhythm. Thank you for sharing it. Which is a very, very rare example of a weaponized sweetie. They don't happen that often.
But it's meant with love. It
was truly meant with love. So I replied and I was like, your tolerance for my nonsense is awe-inspiring. Thank you for continuing to indulge me. Because I knew when I was writing it that Sandra was going to be like,
like you were saying, H, like there are certain, like, and I think this is a friendship thing too, but it's like you want to go on the ride with your friends.
Yeah, you go places with your buddies.
In their journey. And if you feel safe in your friendship and what you feel that they are careful with the characters that you know and love, even if they take them on this journey that you wouldn't take them.
Yeah.
You know it's done with care, even if it's in the grossest way possible, if that makes sense. Like, you know that there's a reason behind it. Like, you know there's a reason they're doing the thing. And I mean, I write Kasey, what I write is not Kasey's cup of tea, but Kasey reads it. Like, you know, Kasey reads it.
So
yeah.
it's
again,
adorable.
but it's not.
You're
But
like
it's
my
not.
little fresh air when I come up from the pit of guts.
But it's not your go-to, is what I'm saying too. But because we are friends in this fandom journey together, we want to give each other props and, like, you know, do the things when they when they write the stuff that makes them feel like they have found their voice, you know. And I think that's always a journey we all go on too. Like, you want to explore, like, you want to do different things. Like, I'm writing a J2 for the first time. Never thought I'd do that, and I'm doing that now. So it's like you kind of, what I like about this podcast and what I like about the fandom is it gives you, most of the time, it gives you the okay to explore and do the things. I think that's what pro-ship is about. And I really think people need to understand that more. Yeah. Like, be open to the fact that
But the pro is for problematic. No.
But it also feels to me like pro, though. Like, right? Like, when I see pro-ship, it's like, you know, there's all these things that we need to be more positive about. Like, let people do the things. Like, so I've kind of
what makes them happy.
Yeah. And I've kind of switched it into that mode as well. Like, you know, I feel like, people are going to have issues with it, but you don't have to be up on all of those ships, but don't tell people they can't do the thing because you don't want to.
If it's not your vibe, just move along.
100%. It's
absolutely.
I also think not to toot my own horn, but it's going to sound a little
absolutely.
bit like
do it.
Toot. I think it's totally fine to. It's healthy even to say, I'm never going to read this. I'm never going to write this. But there's something really fun in just, I mean, obviously, and if you have triggers, by God, avoid them. But there's something really fun about exposing yourself to things in a safe environment, which fiction is. Not to the point where it's unhealthy for you. I mean, like if it's not a trigger, within reason. And just go, interesting. I would have never thought.
Right.
This is why, I mean, I'm very much a never say never person.
I've gotten to that point as well. I'm just like, I like never say never. Just admit it.
Because she deals with me so much, and I'm a loose cannon.
Good influence.
I will tell you now, Sandra. I'm working on something else, and I wrote a line in it, and I paused after the line and like took my hands off the keyboard, and I was like, Sandra's gonna fucking string me up. And then I looked at the line again, and I was like,
you grinned a little bit to yourself.
No, I didn't. I didn't. I genuinely looked at the line, and I was like, Sandra's going to be really upset about that. Should I take it out? And I genuinely considered it because I was like, I
never edit yourself for someone else. I feel like that's really important too. Yeah.
But like for me, part of but like, not only because she leaves me such wonderful comments as your writing voice is great, absolutely gritted teeth as I've just hauled her through blood and guts, is that I know she keeps reading my stuff because she trusts me. It doesn't matter what I do. I'm never doing it out of a desire to smash Sam and Dean to pieces and leave them there. You know, I take them to dark places. I take them to nasty places. They fuck dirty in warehouses. But it's never done to be malicious. I'm never, you know, I'm always aiming to get them through it and get them to a better place. So I know that she trusts me to do that. So I wrote this line and I was like, nope, it's right, it's correct, it needs to be there, but she's not gonna like it.
It's fine. If you haven't read Need by Kasey, highly recommend. Sam Times Reader, excellent. One of the first ones that I felt was really kind of went a little dark. Loved it. Absolutely amazing. I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it a lot.
I'm taking notes.
Yes.
Yay, thank you.
Thank you.
But no, I really love that about, like, you know, reading other authors that make you want to do something different, right? Or explore. I think that's really important. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like, I mean, some people, again, if it's comfort and that's what you like, go for it, if that's your thing. But I think I've learned too, I write more for my own escape. So I like to read other people when they kind of really dig in, you know, and like that, because I'm like, how did you get there? Like, you know, because it's like, you know, it's like, it's amazing to me, and it's something I'd like to aspire to, but it's like, maybe at some point something will happen that will give me that wanting to do the thing. But otherwise, I'm like, like escape fantasy, like again, Dean and Sandra, like Deandra. That's the ship name. I'm sticking with it.
Oh, I love it
because
Isn't
it's just
it
like
cute?
that's very cute.
Because it's like when I write, I think very first thing I wrote was right at the start of COVID. I was stuck in the house. I was like, I'm gonna write a Dean Winchester thing, and I was originally going to make it a COVID thing, and then I switched it up a little bit. But the OC in that, I mean, aside from what the horrible things I did to the husband in it, and Ted's like, "What did you do? What did you do to the husband?" I'm like, "It's fine. It's fine. It's not you.
Don't worry, don't worry.
He's not got your name. Don't even worry about it.
He wants to be in the fridge."
It was something that gave me that safety, comfort, and exploring Dean past canon, right? Like what would happen after the show, before the show had ended. And I love people that do that with OCs as well. I just think it's a beautiful little like journey you go on with them, like in stories and without and all these different things. So yeah.
Absolutely.
I am going to let Kasey ask some of their final questions, and then I've loved this. I've loved having this conversation.
100%.
Yes, this has been awesome.
Can we do this again next week?
I wish. I say to Kasey all the time. I wish we could just. I mean, I know
if the powers that be would pay
live in fandom,
we would do this
and do
all
this
day,
all
every
the
day.
time. I think we would do this all day, every day. But this has been really great. Yeah,
this was so much fun. Thank you so much.
You're
I know there's a colloquialism, but thank you so much.
Yeah.
This is the fact that you guys do this just out of a labor of love is so magic and so beautiful.
Well,
and thank you.
We like when people want to come on and talk about their crazy, things with us too, about this fandom and these boys that I think keep us invested. Yeah. For so many years after. So we love it. It gives us a chance to escape from reality too. Nice. So we're here for that. Yeah.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
It's our escapism also. Alrighty, my ending questions. It's only if you want to share. It's like we totally understand if you don't. But how'd you come up with your username?
There's not really a cool story behind it. I was creating my AO3 account. I got the longed for email.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Remember those days.
That magical moment. And I kind of came up with it on the spot. Do you know those? I forget if it was a meme or just a tweet that was going around where someone in response to something else was like, is this person's first day on Earth?
I'm familiar with it, yes.
Okay, perfect. Because I've said this to other people and they didn't remember it, and I remember it and I felt crazy.
I'm familiar with that. I'm sorry, it's my first day on Earth.
Very good, very good. Yes, and then that's kind of what that came from, because I did feel like I was very new to fandom. I had no idea how AO3 worked. I had no idea how to do anything. And then also I just thought it sounded really cute. And thank you. It's recently.
You have a side blog though, also that's a little different, right?
I was gonna say. Yeah. I have a side blog where I reblog just my writing, because I yap like to a sickening amount, and I understand if people don't want that, if they just want to want the writing. And I thought, okay, I'll use my name, but I'll twist it, and like I'll do the opposite, and then I'll also do the blog will look like the opposite of my blog. And I ended up calling it "Yay, It's My Last Day on Earth."
That's great though. That's that
which is
to me in a very
a little darker
way.
than I meant for it to be, but also, I mean, might as well, right?
In for a penny, in for a pound. Look,
exactly.
Right? It's not getting any better out there. So let's have fun with it. No, I'm fully with you there. I love that. I love that. And I, as someone who has worked significantly in customer service, I am well versed in people that make you go, I'm sorry, have you been on this planet before?
Yes. What
is happening right now? Have you experienced a grocery store?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Alrighty, last question. We need a last question song. Can we clip Jensen and Rob's last question song? No, don't. The quality would be horrific. But other adults don't ask adults this question enough, and I am on a one mortal mission to change that. So, H, what is your favorite dinosaur?
Yes, thank you very much for this question.
Most welcome.
So I having listened to this podcast before, I knew this question was coming, and it ended up basically with me doing a deep dive because I realized I didn't have an answer to this question, which made me very sad, because what kind of life am I living? Yeah, I now have a top 5 or top 3 hit list of my favorite dinosaurs, thanks to you, Kasey.
Wow.
Amazing.
And I appreciate it because I do think that is something you should know about yourself.
Yes.
And my favorite, and I feel like this kind of fits into, this is going to sound insane, into my love for Sam, and maybe you can relate to this. My favorite is the Brontosaurus. A gentle giant that only eats leaves. And has a big swishy tail. I'm kidding. Sorry, that was...
I love it so much. It's the bestest. That's the greatest answer. I love it.
That's very cute.
Do you have a similar affinity for real-world giraffes then?
I do. I love giraffes. I do love giraffes.
See, look, I'm not saying that she's better than you, Sandra, but when I asked you about giraffes, you were like, I don't really care. So,
listen, just, Sandra, if you're ever not feeling up to it, if you ever need a down, like a break, listen, Kasey and I, we can do this.
Hey, have at it, you two.
No, we could, but it would just be, here are all the scenes where Sam is particularly hurt and or delightful. Just that's it. For like 4 hours. The breakdown of Supernatural through the lens of
There's
smushy hair.
nothing wrong with this. Aren't we talking about doing that at some point? Like all the ways the lovely ways they went unconscious or had concussions or something.
So,
I feel like we're going to do that.
On a list.
That's on the list in the near future. This we have lists for. I have lists for podcast stuff. Anything else? So I don't have lists
She's
for.
so organized with I just want to specify, if anybody is out there as a new listener, Sandra is one of the most organized people that you will ever meet in your life. Frankly, it's impressive. She wrangles this entire podcast. I literally show up that's it. And she's like, we're doing this. She reminds me in the week. Like I'm basically her lazy husband. That's basically where we are. She reminds me in the week. She's like, hey, we're doing this weekend. Have you done it? And I go, oh shit. And she puts up with the fact that I don't read documents before we start to record. And that usually I'm scrambling around to have a list ready, 5 minutes before he shows up. She puts up with all of that. And she deals with my folder organization, which I know she doesn't like. And I know it's not how she would organize
like mine
things.
Either, so it's fine.
But I don't like hers, and I'm louder.
Yeah. We deal with each other's.
All the great duos out there, Lauren and Hardy, Sam and Dean, they work through contrast. And
I believe that very, very much so. And I think
what's happening.
Absolutely.
If either one of us was doing this on our own, we would not still be doing this.
She's the plotter.
Thing. Yeah.
And I'm the pantser. And if we were both the same thing, nothing would ever get done. We'd either have a really organized Google Doc and nothing, or just nothing. That's how it'd be.
Oh gosh.
That's how it'd be. No, wait, hang on. I want to.
Yes, please more.
I want to know what your other 2 dinosaurs were. You said you had a top 3.
Oh, well, if you insist.
I very much do. It's mandatory to me that you talk to me about dinosaurs.
So, okay. Sorry, I'm gonna. So number 3 is Triceratops. What the fuck ever? Who cares? Number 2 is actually quite kind of difficult because my immediate thought was it's what are they called? Megalodon? Megalodon? Is that
Megalodon? I think it's Megalodon. Yeah.
Yes. So I thought that's cool. That's the shark dinosaur. I love sharks so much. Easy. Then I did a little bit of research because of course
Kasey would tell you.
It's not a dinosaur.
It is not.
It's not a dinosaur. It's not even like distantly related to dinosaurs. They lived like millions of years after dinosaurs. Mm-hmm. And that I don't know what to do with myself now. I don't have a number 2. I have a number 1 and I have a number 3. I don't have a number 2. So Kasey, maybe as the dinosaur pro, what is the closest?
What's in between Triceratops and Brontosaurus?
What's your recommendation for a sharky dinosaur that I could make my number 2?
Okay, so oh, you've made a mistake here, friend. There are no aquatic dinosaurs, none whatsoever. Absolutely not.
I need to leave. What?
There are aquatic reptiles that lived at the same time as dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Called plesiosaurs.
Yeah.
But they are not dinosaurs. It's like all dinosaurs are reptiles, not all reptiles are dinosaurs.
Oh.
I have a friend that really hates it when I say that because like I don't understand. But that's usually because they've been awake for like 20 hours when we start talking about dinosaurs and like I'm just confused, go away. So there are no aquatic dinosaurs. A closer relative, because megalodon is a shark.
Yeah.
But a closer relative, you could pick any of the plesiosaurs. You could have like pleurodon, mosasaur, things like that.
A magical Pleurodon?
A magical Pleurodon. you could choose that, but you would be choosing that with the knowledge that it's not actually a dinosaur. It's a plesiosaur. Yeah, and I'm potentially gonna blow your mind even further. There were no flying dinosaurs either.
No, they're chickens or something, or pigeons.
Well, right? Yeah, all birds are dinosaurs. All birds that exist today are dinosaurs.
Yeah.
But like pterosaurs, including the non-existent pterodactyl, because that was never an animal or a species or anything. It's just a mispronunciation. Anyway, that's not important.
What?
Pterosaurs again.
Getting schooled.
Reptiles. All dinosaurs are lizards. Not all lizards are dinosaurs.
Okay.
Or reptiles, rather. All dinosaurs are reptiles.
Okay.
Not all reptiles are dinosaurs.
So what's yours, Kasey? I forget.
Mine is Triceratops.
Okay.
Ooh,
mine is Triceratops.
I didn't mean to disrespect the Triceratops by brushing over.
It's in the ranking.
No, but just brushing over.
It made it. They're very cute little things. I like it. So you do seem to have a herbivore dent.
Yeah.
Slant.
Yeah. I don't need those like macho dinosaurs.
I was thinking there's a few sort of like T-Rex adjacent kind of dinosaurs, like carnivores that had that kind of like that upright gait with the small arms that would swim. But they're all carnivores. So it's not really. I think you can go with an iguanodon or something like that. It's kind of like split the difference a little bit.
Iguanodon. Let me just. Oh, you know what? Yes. If I can't have shark and if I can't have water, if I can't have shark, maybe that's a good episode title.
If I can't have shark, yes.
If I can't have shark. No, that's a really good one. That is a really good one because they look kind of silly too.
Yes.
That's perfect.
And they have the thumbs. They have the thumbs. And when their skeletons were first discovered, nerding out about dinosaurs here, guys. When their skeletons were first discovered, the paleontologists that found them didn't actually know what to do with that kind of like thumb spike thing. Yeah. So they were like, but it probably goes on the nose. So if you look back, the sort of early drawings, early interpretations of iguanodons have the little nose spike, like a little rhinoceros.
That's a good little bit of trivia. I like it when science is wrong, like dramatic, like very wrong, but in a way that has no consequence. I mean, it's fine. Like nobody's being hurt by the fact that we thought this goes on the nose, but it's also so wrong. I love that.
It's very, very cute. It's very, very cute. I would also, if you hadn't have had like Brachiosaurus, which is like Brontosaurus doesn't exist anymore. It's not important. It's not important. I would have also given you Diplodocus because they are like one of my favorites. But it's very close. They lived at the same time.
Okay.
So
I feel like this is a new segment. What type of dinosaur would Kasey assign you that we might want to think about doing at some
I'll
point?
have to ramp up my dinosaur knowledge significantly.
That's like
after we talk to somebody, like ask them, and then like, well, what kind of dinosaur would Kasey assign you?
That's like advanced zodiac.
There we go.
I love it. Yes.
Never mind it being a Sam-coded Sam girl. What kind of dinosaur do I think you are, guys? I want to specify, I wasn't saying the H was an iguanodon, they just wanted to fill a space.
Right.
If you have a space in your dinosaur ranking list, because obviously you have one,
yes,
you've listened to enough episodes to have formulated a full list. If you have a space, let me know, and I will try and fill it for you.
Yep. That's so good. I think iguanodon is the one for me.
Good. But what you need to do now is go out into your meat space life, which gross meat space. with people and talking to them. And ask people, just ask people, be like, hey, you know what's your favorite dinosaur? Because fucking adults don't ask adults.
Yeah.
So spread the love. Go get people to think about dinosaurs again.
It's also a really good, I think, litmus test on, are people willing to have a bit of fun?
Yes.
You know?
It kind of goes back to your thing about like you had to put the fan fiction away. Like why?
Yeah.
Like why
Yes.
was that the thing?
Yes,
it doesn't need to be that way. And I think that's important because you want to. Goodness knows we have to find some fun and some outlet, you know. And I think fanfics. I think this fandom fan fiction. I think that's a lovely way to do that, as well as asking other people about what their favorite dinosaur is.
Yeah, it's all very real and all very serious out there. So let's have some fun.
Agreed.
Get you the kind of friends that when you wake up in the morning, they have sent you a news article from the other side of the world telling you that an enormous whale skeleton has been found in Australia. And I consumed that shit this morning. I was like, oh my God. And I know she said it to me and she doesn't want to talk about it because she's so done with me talking about whales to her. Our entire Discord is done with me talking about whales to people. But I was like, that's a fucking call you don't understand. Oh, it was in a 1-ton block of sandstone, you guys. It's huge.
Yeah, a good friend will indulge your little passions and
like I'm not dunking on anybody else's friends, right? But think to yourself, would this friend send me an article about my passion at like 3 a.m?
Yeah.
And if they wouldn't, maybe have a think about it. That's all I'm saying. Sam Winchester would send you articles about your favorite passion project.
Absolutely.
In the early hours of the morning.
Yeah.
That should be your litmus test for all friendships. Would they send me news articles about this?
I think Dean would send stuff too, but it would be like a dash cam footage on YouTube.
Dean would send you, oh my God, look at this. And it's, people falling over in extreme ways or horrible dash cam footage. And Sam would be like, hey, I saw this and I thought of you. And it's like a completely researched scientific article about your one specific hyperfixation. And you'd be like, oh my God, marry me.
Oh goodness. Oh my gosh.
Oh. We need to stop because I can feel the whale knowledge coming up, Sandra.
No, I don't want to stop.
I don't want to either. I want to tell you.
Well, the lovely thing is now that we've connected, there's no need to stop connecting. And I feel like you and Kasey have this lovely Sam thing going on that needs to continue. So I think the Sam thing. So I think it's important. Make sure you guys connect to each other on Tumblr, even though Kasey's not on it as much. If you Discord,
I find Kasey on Discord. I was going to say, if you Discord, we have an Idling in the Impala Discord.
Do you Discord? Do you Discord at all?
I Discord.
If you Discord, definitely chat because Kasey's all about the Discord. Find Kasey, follow. Like I said, Kasey's Restless Man on Discord.
Nice.
You can find me under Sam is my safe word as well, though.
Okay, perfect. I will have to.
Do you Discord as the same name, or do you have a different name on Discord? Is it Sorry, It's My First Day on Earth? Also,
I think it's Sorry, It's My First Name. I'm on a Discord server. Is that what it's called? I know nothing.
Your knowledge of Discord is our knowledge of Tumblr, so it's fine. We will help each other out in that regard.
So I will figure out how to find individual people, but I will hunt you down, both of you. Don't worry.
Yes.
Well, I know where you are on Tumblr, and so there's no problem there. And I'll actually send you the marked rec too as well, so you have that, please. So you know where to find that. Because I had to do a little digging because Lou changed the suit around a little bit. So I was like, wait, where did the fic go? And I panicked.
Oh no!
I had it on my Kindle. But I was like, wait, why can't I find it? And so, changed it up just a little bit with their suit. So I was like, no, is it gone? But then I found it. So I'll definitely.
That is one of the reasons I have not changed my AO3 name to Restless Man is because it breaks all of the links that you've shared with everybody for your fics and stuff.
Oh, that's annoying.
And then it's like, obviously your name comes up different and there's no icon or anything. So people, like when I changed my name on AO3 once, and then I was posting and people were like, oh my God, it's you. Like I didn't realize this was you. I followed you under your old name, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And also because I can't get Restless Man on Tumblr and I like having all of my things the same. So
on all the socials.
I do.
I wanted to like kind of wrap everything up with, usually we like to, with our authors, like What piece of advice do you think you'd give someone who's hesitant, but maybe thinking about writing reader insert for the first time, particularly whether it's Sam or Dean? It could be Sam or Dean or both. But what like advice would you give them if they're hesitant about it, about doing that thing?
Big fan of both, by the way. Big poly ship fan. I mean, I think it's kind of simple, but you can do whatever you want with it. There's no rules. I thought there were rules and then immediately discovered there aren't. You can do whatever you want. And don't feel like you need to, I guess, if you want to write a more character, that's totally, like, for the reader insert, that's totally fine. And there's a huge audience for that. And it's like, it does what it's supposed to do, and that's perfect. But also you can go wild. You can, there's no rules to what you can do with a reader insert or what you can't do. And I think it's kind of, like you said, it's kind of seen as this kind of genre that's, you just want to imagine yourself kissing this character. Yes, maybe. I don't personally, because I'm a lesbian, so, you know, but you can do whatever you want. You can write whatever story you want. And if that happens to be an original character, that's fine. But if it happens to be a reader character, don't let yourself feel like you need to limit yourself just because of what it is or what people think it is.
Love that.
Really great advice. This has been lovely. Yeah, and really, like, we put it out there, but like, if there's ever like another topic or something you want to discuss and you want to come back, let us know, and you know, we'd love to have you back on. Anything. That's what we have in mind. Literally anything.
Give me a week to read up on whatever it is. I will. I will figure it out. This was so fun.
3 hours later, I just would like to say. Thank you. I was you were so enthused and excited, and I was telling Kasey, I said, I think this is going to be a good interview, and I really do appreciate you asking us, like, you know, following up questions too, because I feel like some people maybe hesitate, or like, you know, like when we're chatting and like, but getting that feedback from us as well as writers was really refreshing, and I really did. I enjoyed that part as well, that you were like, hey, how do you do the thing and all these kinds of stuff. So. I think that's great. You are awesome. And I'm so glad that, you know, MJ wrecked you and I started looking you up. I was like, yes. Yeah. So I hope I feel like you had a lovely time. I'm going to assume that. But yes, we'd, like I said, we'll figure out a topic, maybe have you back, with some other reader insert writers. We've done that before too. So maybe we do that again.
Yes. Listen, thank you both. This was, I mean, mind-blowing to get to talk to both of you, and also to talk about writing. Again, it's insane that this is possible and that you make this possible for people to just, I mean, I'm not going to get too emotional, but it's honestly beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm glad you appreciate it and you like it and you like hearing other people. That's important, I think, to us too. Like, you know, we want to be able to, you know, randomly chat about our boys in silly episodes, but it's nice to get the chance to talk to fellow writers and about what they love and why they do it, right? And I think that's great. I'm glad you had a good time.
I had the best time.
Yes, so did we.
Are you okay exiting yourself out? Because what we do is we typically do our outro for this on the back end. If not, I can remove you. I won't report you to Zoom. But if you're okay with it.
The outro is also done live. That is also not pre-recorded.
Yes. You guys are amazing. Honestly, I found the button, the big red button.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one.
All right. Well, you have a great day. I will definitely touch base with you soon, and we'll connect. We'll find a way to connect on Discord and all the things. So yes, we enjoy you, and thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. Have a lovely rest.
Have a great rest of it.
Have an amazing rest of your day, and thank you again, and thank you for the dinosaur wreck.
You're most welcome. Go Google Iguanodon. They're very cool.
I will. Cool. On it already.
Amazing.
Take care.
Have a great one.
Care. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Bye-bye.
That was nice.
Can we have them back every week?
Yes, I think we should have them back again.
That was great.
I know I keep saying this too, but like every once in a while, and I mean, we kind of like, we tangent off and we go into different ships and things and stuff like that. But I feel like going back to our roots of like the stuff that we started out with, you know, like reader insert and stuff like that. I enjoy, and the fact that, you know, H is like really heavily into the reader insert, right? Like, I mean, it's like full on, like, this is this is their jam kind of a thing. And they do such amazing things. Kasey, again, Marked was so good.
I'm going to go and read it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's just so much with that. You'd probably want to read the smut pieces in advance. They're not as long because it kind of follows the whole Mark of Dean series. So it gives you kind of like an opener, and I think it gives you a decent amount of smut right before it gets into. There's smut throughout, like there's levels of smut. So like, you know, you were talking about perfect balance. Yeah, there's a scene like that, like in there.
Yes.
So I thought it was funny that, you know, it's just like, yeah, you know, I don't think I've gotten that. I'm like, no, you went there with Marked. You did the things. I can't believe we talked for 3 hours. I mean, I can, but sometimes I'm just like amazed that we do these things and we talk for this long, but about stuff that we really love and get into. And yeah, Sorry was so great. Yeah, I'm sorry had to leave.
I know, just yeah.
This was
awesome,
fun though. Yeah, I mean, have you read some of their stuff before?
I have read some of their stuff before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we've exchanged a few comments. Yes.
I know you were over the moon. I was like, that was you? That was you that wrote that?
Yes.
Yeah. That's always fun when that happens. Oh my gosh. And also, I mean, this is actually like, we're going to be taking a break from recording too for about a month. So I think this was a nice way to kind of level set ourselves, you know, and like get us ready for when we start back up again. But yeah, do you have any reader insert thoughts? Because I know you haven't really done much of that.
I haven't done
lately.
Reader insert in a while. But no, it's always great to speak to people who do live in the reader insert OFC fandom. It both is and isn't a very different world from the world of ships, which is where I primarily live nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's still loving on your characters, but it's so very different. And, you know, just listening to someone talk about their thought process and how they approach things. And she's so organized. Sorry, you're so organized. You'd like have a list, and then it graduates, and then it graduates again, and then maybe it graduates a fourth time. Like, that's fucking awesome. Yeah. I have a channel in a Discord server that I just vomit ideas into, and then maybe I pick them up, maybe I don't. It's
well, yeah, and I think the fact
not that
that
organized.
Stories like, I mean, H is pretty much, you know, if I try to do something related to, like, you know, where I think a lot of people don't consider it writing if you're not, but I still think there's planning involved, plotting, doing stuff that's around your writing still gives you that momentum to keep that in your brain space, which I think is important to try to do a little bit, you know, as much as you can. But there's a lot of organization, and I think self-discipline that
I think a lot of people do get bogged down with words on the page, though. And like that's important. If we don't have words on the page, then nothing ever happens, does it? But there's so much more, like, you know, just so much more. Like, yeah, it can be just rereading what you've written to see if it still vibes. You know, maybe it's been a couple of days, you see if it still vibes, or, you know, you've written a passage, you're happy with it, but you gotta insert your commas or whatever. I'm a person for that. She's great. I try my best, and then she comes in and fixes it. It's great. You know, or even just plotting out the next section, and thinking about where the story is going to go. You know, just because it's not words on a page, it's still work, and it's still contributing to your creativity. So don't beat yourself up if you didn't get the words on the page today. Yeah. You still worked at it. It can't always be the craft. Sometimes it has to be the plans. Yeah. Sometimes it does. Otherwise, nothing gets done. Yeah. That's what I'm like.
It's not giving ourselves enough credit for the stuff that we do sometimes. But yeah, we're our own worst critics, I think, at times. But no, this is great. This is great. I love this. This was fun. Great conversation. Yeah. I'm sure we'll probably find. I'm already trying to figure out how can we get some reader inserts back together, just like on an episode, if we can wrangle a couple people, you know, if they want to come back and chat about, you know, something reader insert, you know, like just some kind of topic. We'll figure something out. We should wrap up this episode. We've been chatting for a while. It's been a while. So we want to thank you for listening and let us know what you thought of the episode. You can email us at idlingintheimpala@gmail.com. You can comment on Spotify, leave a YouTube comment, join our Discord and chat with fellow idlers and us in real time. Check out our merch store, which is another fun way to show your support. You can find details for everything on our website. That's idlingintheimpala.com. Want to fuel our supernatural road trip? Consider joining us on Ko-fi. We have perks to go along with different membership tiers, and we'd love to have you along for the ride.
Speaking of perks, we've got special shout-outs for some of our Ko-fi members. From our Shotgun Picks and Music tier, we've got Runaway Dreamer, Crowley's Mistress, Sam and Dean 76, Elia, Charlie, and Just Whispering Fantasies. Thank you for picking the tunes in the car. Support like yours keeps our podcast going. Thank you! Don't forget, you can always support us for free by liking, commenting, subscribing on YouTube, and following, rating, sharing on audio platforms. Engagement like that really helps us with the algorithms. All hail their benevolence. As always, we have the causes we support in the description. So from me, you have LGBTQ plus talking charities. From Sandra, you have mental health charities. And of course, the main causes that we are always highlighting, championing, spotlighting are World Central Kitchen and Doctors Without Borders. If you want to know more about these causes, why we're supporting them, what they mean to us, check out idlingintheimpala.com. There's a page there called Causes Cause with all the details. So with that, we will say a huge thank you to H for joining us. Thank you for joining us in the back seat. And we will see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.